Hey, right, we're back. Uh,
Are we back? Can people hear us?
I don't know. Let's have a
I
look.
don't.
Let's
Um,
find out in a couple of seconds.
yeah, just gonna boot it up here. I guess we'll find out, won't we?
Yeah.
Hey, I see three people.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good start. Three people's a good
Yeah.
start.
That's more people than what listen to the podcast. So
Yeah, that's true.
I'm
That
getting
is
all
true. Here we
three
are.
audio clear. Doesn't
Oh,
look like anybody in the chat.
Bionics in there first.
Garnett's in there first.
Now, look, what I need to know there, Bionic, is can you hear all of us and see all of
hello,
us?
hello. Test 1 2. Test test test.
Hey!
We're working.
Oh, shit. We
Oh my
fixed.
goodness.
We fixed. We did it. Go team. Oh, all right, guys. Off to a ridiculously shaky start, but I think we can all agree technology is not my friend right now. Here we are. We've done it. We're here. Bush Radio coming to you live with absolutely no hurdles or delays. I'm super proud of that. We've done it seamlessly, and I'm really pleased we managed to do that first time try. So, welcome, very much welcome. I am, as always, your host. This time in the flesh. Uh, I am NC Dave. The chat is lit. Thank you very much. With me, I have, as always, my birthing partner, Joel McGrath. Welcome, Joel.
Perfect partner. How are we?
And of course, we have with us special guest Heather Locklear. Welcome, Heather.
Yeah, g'day guys.
So Patrick Nevin joining us. So we ended up doing a little switcheroo on the technology. We've flicked back to classic old Google Meet, and I'm working out of OBS, a piece of software that I didn't even know existed until 3 days ago. So we're doing what we can. Guys, we
Gotta
do
start
actually
every
have a
podcast with
really,
this.
really exciting show for you, probably.
Yeah, brother.
But after all of that, I'm actually a little thirsty. Oh, oh,
Oh,
I
that's
got
good
I got
shit.
beer on my computers.
Stop apologising to these no life cunts, Dave. They've got nothing better to do.
Oh, there we go. Beautiful. All right, guys, welcome to you two, by the way. Thank you very much for talking consistently in the background about Tiger King show. It wasn't at all distracting, and even though I haven't seen it, I'm pretty sure you guys didn't spoil anything because I was doing my best not to listen to you cunts.
You haven't
Very good.
decided, have you? It's
Here we
awesome.
are. Now, this is a bit of a special kind of show. Don't who mentioned the banjo? We're not doing the banjo. I don't have the ability to do the banjo
No.
right now. All
Oh,
right,
come
you're lucky
on.
you can even
Really?
hear me.
Stop
Gosh,
in the chat, man. They're a bunch
um,
of hopeless
I've
cunts.
got a really special show for you guys. So there'll be a couple of opportunities throughout where I will actually pose questions to the chat. If you want to ask a question to one of us in particular, just in the chat write to person's name and then the question. Okay. As I said, I will be picking a couple of times throughout the show when we will actually answer those. So take your time, try and think of something delicious. So, what we're going to talk about. We've got the recap of SAGT coming along. Obviously, if you weren't there, you won't realise it, but finalists are here on the show with me tonight. We will then follow that up with an interview with Pat, 5 questions for the champ. So I'm very excited because, if nothing else, my interviews are, hard hitting and to the point. We'll really uncover some truths with Patrick. I'll then open it up to you guys. You can ask some questions. We've got an Apocalypse Edition tips for new players, so I'm sure you guys will enjoy that. And by that point, I assume we will probably be hitting the drunken hour. So good luck with that. I'm sure we'll see Joel's smiling face again at some time soon.
Yeah, I'm just spamming all the pages again just to say we're back up and running.
Great. All right.
You don't want to be looking up my nose at this point in time.
That's what you think. All right. So,
Without your approval, people.
before we kick the show off and get into SAGT, in order to buy a little time there for Joel, Pat, how are you tracking at the moment, mate? Just in general. We were talking before about a bit of a hobby lull.
It's a bit, fucking. I would call it plastic crack, and like it's a joke, but it's not. I'm in a bit of withdrawals. I've got no new product, no new rules, no tournaments to prep for. It's all a bit empty.
Yeah, fair enough. Oh, Jesus, he's back.
No, I'm
Here
right.
we go, Pesky face.
But for what? Fuck knows when there'll be another tournament.
Yeah, well, I suppose that's something we can speculate in this show. So, all right, guys, I think we should probably, we've kept everybody waiting for long enough. I think it's really important that we spend some time and we recap SAGT, lovingly known as Saggy T, or otherwise known as Droopy Boo. SAGT, there you go, graphics. Graphics. So, guys, my favourite tournament of the year. After last year, it was a no-brainer to go again this year. I drove. Pat, you were with me, along with Brushy. We had an excellent drive over. Joel, you took to the skies with a few of the other guys. Is that right?
Yeah. So Tristan and myself, we sort of sat next to each other on the way and on the way back, linked up with a few of the other guys at the airport and all that. So it was a good time, good little bonding exercise. Got to catch up with Tristan properly since he's now just back from Antarctica. Whether that was good or bad or not is another question. So,
well, I've got some theories about it.
Yep.
Yeah.
We had
Yeah.
Sorry, no, go ahead.
Yeah, pretty seamless trip over. All went pretty smoothly. No flights delayed or any of that. So I don't know what the issue is with some of the other guys getting to tournaments, but I don't know. Maybe it's just just thought I'd throw that in there.
There you go, shots fired.
Yeah, we had a pretty awesome drive over. We were doing Morty from Rick and Morty impressions the whole way.
Yeah, partly what ruined my voice for the weekend was a lot of, oh, jeez, oh.
I'm sure we could have taken that turn off back there. And basically me, Dave, and Brushy pretty much all lost our voices by Sunday.
Yeah. And also the drive home as well was also pretty epic, but I think we'll get to that as we come up to the recap of the entire weekend. So to bring it back to SAGT, we've got actually in the chat with us the man himself, Doom. He's the main man behind the South Australian Grand Tournament. He's also been doing some wicked push-ups on Twitter, and part of what we're going to talk about in Surviving the Apocalypse, the tips for new players will be staying battle ready, staying fit. So we'll get to that too.
Battle ready for mental state.
Battle ready. Now, we travelled west to Adelaide to the RSL, who were amazing hosts for us once more.
Oh my goodness. What a place. I remember touching on this last year, saying it was the biggest shithole ever, but fuck, it's got some charm, and I love it for that, right? And it hasn't changed at all, except, actually it has. It's been modernised a little bit with fresh paint on some of the walls, and fuck, it's just a good time there, isn't it? I could spend a week there.
It was great. They had the jukebox going on free play. We were using the pool tables on Friday night, and we drank them out of some supplies.
All the Bundy cans disappeared, and they had to go and buy more, and then there wasn't many of us drinking it for the rest of the weekend. Yeah. So at least they'll be stocked for next year, right?
Friday night was definitely amazing. I had a ball. For me, the Friday night is one of the highlights of that entire weekend. So had an absolute ripper of a time.
I have not been that drunk in a licensed premise since like the fucking early noughties or something.
Oh, it was amazing. I'm pretty sure at one point, Pat, you were looking at me as though I was somehow speaking through like a mystic crystal ball. You look at me going, "Who are you, Dave? Who are you? What is this stuff you're saying? I don't understand you. Where have you come from?"
You're a mysterious man, Dave. No, I got stuck into the bloody White Russians. I was getting doubles of those. I had 5 or 6 of them.
Yeah.
Mick and the boys were down from Queensland. It was just fucking. There was a prize for who could throw the most money over the bar.
Yeah.
Mick was throwing balls out to win it.
He smashed it.
Time you had a hand empty, someone was pushing a drink on you. It was fantastic.
Yeah, the old double parking situation in Adelaide was definitely a factor of my weekend.
A lot of parking fines that weekend. A lot of parking fines. And then what did we do after that, guys? We all got into the Kia Carnival, and we scooted around Adelaide City.
Drove around Adelaide.
Oh man,
being bogans, yelling at everybody. I somehow was sober enough to be sitting in the front because I wanted Hungry Jack's. So we went and got drive-through. And then what do? Pat gets his hands on all the food and walks off with it after we've parked to find a nice spot by the river, and we stand around in the middle of the night eating ultimate double whoppers.
About 1:32 in the morning, or whatever the fuck it was. I've got no recollection of time for that weekend.
It was amazing.
I was at the drive-through window.
Yeah.
I grabbed the 3 bags of Hungry Jacks from the chick, because that was the only place we could find open this fuck Adelaide. And the guy goes, "Oh, give me a burger." I said, "No, we're not eating in the car, cunts. Fucking, you got to make a mess." And 5 minutes later, "Oh, can I have some chips then?" "Oh, now you want some fucking chips, do you?"
It was the ultimate revenge. And it was an absolute ball terror of an evening. We had a blast. So thank you, Adelaide, for putting up with us.
Took a piss in the Adelaide River in an attempt to improve the water quality.
Yes,
there was a bit of that.
I drank, just on that note, I drank so much Adelaide water that weekend. Was it on that Friday night? We had no bowls of water or anything. We were so prepared. I was that fucking dehydrated from just all the piss we were drinking that night and that day. Like, I think I was starting drinking at 10 in the morning. But, oh man, drinking the Adelaide water, that was just a mistake. Didn't learn from last year.
I woke up at 6 in the morning and just bloody had a glass of Adelaide water. I was dying, and the aftertaste of Adelaide water tastes exactly like the aftertaste of vomit.
I feel there's a correlation here somewhere.
It's got that metallic tang of you get in your mouth after you've just thrown up. And I fell back asleep, and then I woke up. Did I throw up? Oh, geez, I don't know. I went all over the park looking for a vending machine. I was fucked. I was rough as a dog that morning.
Yeah, I was feeling it.
Bad.
I was feeling it too. All right, so party time over. Round 1. SAGT. Cast your minds back. It was a while ago. Feels like it was a while ago.
But we need to do this event justice.
Right? Yeah, absolutely.
No one's really talked about it
on the socials, and it was a fucking awesome event.
Yeah, this was definitely.
Just cannot recommend. If it could have been a shit event after that Friday night was awesome.
Yep.
I've honestly not been that staggering fucking legless drunk in a licensed venue since responsible service of alcohol was thought of.
Since Prohibition ended, huh?
We're out in the fucking back room smoking with the staff and carrying on. It was great.
There was a staff member who had her hooks in you, Pat.
Alcohol.
Yeah. What was her name?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck do I know. She was a crazy bitch, that one. Whatever the fuck her name was.
She was something.
She was good.
Mm-hmm.
One of them, yeah. I remember her yelling just before round 1 started. She was right next to me. She was just yelling into my ear. I just turned around and was like, "Fuck off, bitch! I don't have time for you."
I will just point out that on the chat, the coach is saying that the Friday night was shit. Coach, maybe you should have been there, mate.
Fucking idiot. Anyway.
All right, so round 1.
Really good bonding weekend. Cannot recommend it highly enough.
That's true. Yeah. All right. What we're going to do is we're going to work left to right because I'm a bit OCD that way. So, Pat, talk us through round one.
Round one, I was hungover. I couldn't even eat breakfast. I was that sick. And you're going to hear this phrase a lot. I can't remember his name. So it was a South Australian fella running OBR with the 15 horses instead of the normal fucking giant blocks of bloody skeleton. Yep. The scenario was Battle for the Pass, which was a pretty good scenario for me, and I got to set up my whole army in a really neat V formation, which I should have taken a photo of because it looked fucking sweet.
The Mighty Ducks.
The flying V. So it was a pretty good game. It was close, but it didn't feel close to me. I sort of felt I was in control the whole time, but it was a pretty close game. So I've moved up. He's ran the Cavalos Death Riders into me. I polished off a few of them, the Retributive Pylons, did the rest of them next turn. We're duking it out over side objectives. And he's killed off most of my army, but I got a debuffed up Karkador Lord clear. So we took off one unit of 10 Mortark Guard. Just 5 attacks with his fucking Rending Blade. And then he got into the backfield and smashed the catapult.
Awesome.
So yeah, that re-roll hits and wounds on Marauders thing is pretty fucking sweet. And someone did a big block of Bloodletters. So what I basically did was screened him off my objectives, off my home objectives, snuck around my own screen with a block of Bloodletters, got into his backfield, and then he's at that point where he can move whatever he's got left to take me off his back objective. But if he does that, he's not scoring enough points. Or he can try to push to my home objective and he can get there. So at that point, I pretty much had him.
Yeah, right.
I think we got to turn 4 and did the math and was just like, turn 5, yeah, you can't win. Fair enough. Nice fella, he was hungover as fuck. So there wasn't a whole lot of talking going on during the game. But yeah, it was a good game. But it's going to be a bit of a recurring theme. He didn't have much of an idea of what my army did. And, you can explain it, but you don't know until you see it. But yeah, re-rolling Marauders, War Shrines, the shit.
Lovely. Very nice. So obviously got the win.
Yeah, major win.
Major win. Huh? Joel, what was your round one?
So this was not a play date. It was a grudge match against fucking Dennis.
Fucking Dennis.
Fucking Dennis.
So that was basically the phrase of the weekend. Very rarely.
The only real drawback of SAGT.
Oh, is that he's there?
Yeah, so if you could ban Dennis next year, it would be a much better event.
Yeah, that's true.
He was in great form all weekend.
He was. He was gold. We had a pretty good game. He was running Petrogash, and I was running my base. So we haven't talked about all this, but it's quite clear that Pat's running Mortal Khorne with Marauders, and I was running 180 odd wounds of Beast of Chaos.
Everyone knows everything about me,
man. Fucking what happened? I killed one unit of 20 Mortek Guard in the entire game, and I still kicked his ass. So I don't know. It was shit battle plan for me in terms of the deployment zones and all that. Meant that I had to start units off the board, which I probably wouldn't have wanted to. The terrain, I just want to say now, the terrain for the tournament over the weekend was awesome. But in my deployment zone, it was really shit for me because there was just huge ass walls, which was blocking all of my non-flying units from being able to move anywhere. So I found that a bit of a challenge. But beat him. I summoned on at one stage later in the game 3 units of 10 Ungor because I didn't spend any summoning points for the entire game, I don't think. And just had to land 1 9-inch charge, and I landed 2 of them. So yeah, I bockholed him. Pretty happy to Stockholder shittest cunt in the game. So
Yeah,
There you go.
he's a flog, isn't he?
Fuck,
Oh,
Dennis.
I fucking failed charge guys with there. It was awesome. Mick was great all weekend.
yeah, Dave.
Nice. Yeah, I had a really nice chummy game against one of the local Adelaide boys. It was Chris, I think. He was running Sylvaneth, and it was his first game with the new Sylvaneth book. He'd not picked up AOS in over 12 months. I was running my Stonehorns and shit. I just basically just ran a big alpha, locked him in, and we spent the whole game in kind of his half of the table, and I managed to table him, or very nearly tabled him by the end. So it was a really good game, nice and relaxed, a hell of a nice bloke. Yeah.
Just a recap for everyone listening. Brief rundown of your list.
My list was 4 Stonehorns. So 1 Frostlord, 1 Huskard, 2 lots of Riders, then 2 lots of 2 Mournfang, and a Hunter with 6 cats. With the various battalion and with the 1 battalion. So it's a 4 drop with an ethereal Frostlord and a Clatterhorn brand of the Svard Boulder Head Huskard. So it's a fair bit to go through there. I can barely even remember what it looks like. I feel like I haven't touched a piece of plastic in too long. So yeah, that's what I was running. It was able to chew through the Sylvaneth, even with Kurnoth Hunters and stuff in the list. It was still able to get there in the end. So I was really pleased.
Yeah, right.
Round two.
Round two.
What was the battle plan?
Shifting objectives.
That's fine.
So I drew the KO, which I was a bit worried about because I'm quite vulnerable to being shot off the table. But it was a really good battle plan for me because he had to move his shit into the middle of the table. And if he didn't hit me hard enough first turn, I was just going to walk my Marauder blobs out and kill him. And that's pretty much exactly what happened.
Cool.
Terrific guy, nice opponent, lovely painted army. He had, it was horrible to watch. He had just an ironclad frigate on 1 flying stand. And the thing vibrated like a fucking bowl of jelly when a breath of wind touched it. So we just sat there watching it, waiting for it to fucking fall over. Like, oh, no, just take it off, mate. I'm going to knock it over and destroy it. I just know it. So we just put the base down. But, yeah, so he moved out, took all 3 objectives, didn't come close. He really needed to just go full Billy Berserk, put everything 9 inches away and shoot. That was his only chance. He didn't. So he shot some of my stuff off, but then the Marauders just came out and killed him. Everyone goes on about Marauders. Oh, they can not fail a 9-inch charge, and they can't. It's next to impossible. But they also hit a fuck ton of 13-inch charges. 11 inches, 12 inches, 13 inches. So they just come across the board, surround everything, double pile-ins. I got the turn 2 priority, and we called it when he had like 1 frigate and 5 dudes left or something.
Yeah.
No,
Always enjoy playing against KO, especially in tournaments, because there's such a low body count, and seems like the players seem to rely on sort of zooming around the board a bit. They can either do that on objectives or near terrain, or on terrain. So it's quite easy just to sort of push them out to the edges of the table, and they can do fuck all about it, except for shoot you at a range.
But yeah, I got the double turn. He had to come into the middle, and that was that.
Yeah. Very good.
Again, terrific opponent, nice bloke, yada, yada, yada. Yeah, nice work. He was a really good
Cool. My game 2, right? You done? My game 2 was against one of our own, Jason Brown. He was running Petra Camp, so Arkin in Petrofex. And what happened? Memorable moment of this game was turn 1. So I gave him turn 1. He moved on to the objective. That's fine, whatever. He's coming closer to the Hearthstone, right? I then ambushed on 10 Vestigor with a summoned on spawn right behind his entire army, and more importantly, Arkin. And I landed a 9-inch charge on turn 1, and they had like 10 attacks each. So it was just absolutely fucked. He died. Arkin, turn 1, just fucking take him off, you know. Another thing that happened in this game was 30 Vestigors attacking 20 Mortek Guard. They had -2 rend, a couple of extra attacks, and with some hot dice rolling on from Jason, 1 survived. It was just fucked. But it actually was quite a close game again. Came down to turn 5, where we have to roll for the primary objective, and it landed on the only one that he had left. So I had 2/3 of the board under my control. The one which I didn't want it to land on, it landed on, and he had like 10 dudes left basically. And he just says, "All right, I finished my turn." I then just move up, and I just got all the charges and I overwhelmed him. So he made me work for it in the end. If I lost that game, I would have been quite disappointed, I think. But yeah, so 2 major wins against 2 Petrofexes with Beast of Chaos.
It doesn't count. Dennis doesn't count.
He's running Nagash, and I'm running Goats, mate. It counts. Every win counts.
Well, I sorted it out with the TOs. A major win against Dennis only counts for half points.
It's a draw.
But
that's actually negative off your painting score, right?
Yeah, but you get a bonus 10 points because you had to play Dennis. So he's automatically 10 points just because you have to sit down opposite the cunt for 2.5 hours.
Yeah, it was quite painful.
So it works out to a normal score, but if you do draw Dennis in an event from now on, you're always going to be guaranteed 10 points or half the normal just because you had to play Dennis.
That's right.
Yeah, it's a sports bonus, just to keep people playing the game after having such a negative experience.
I do have a bit of an update on the Dennis situation. So prior to the whole Corona thing, I did contact most of the major tournament organisers in Australia to see if we could do something to limit Dennis's participation. But the general feeling was that if we booted Dennis out of AOS, he'd only go to fucking 40k and end up playing Iron Warriors or something like that. Or Iron Hands.
See, 40k is toxic enough. You put him in there as well, it's just...
Well, then the fucking 40k players would boot their Dennises and they'd wind up with us. And that's just a war of attrition we can't win. But as of next year, after we come back from the Corona hiatus, all tournament organisers are going to have a percentage chance of Dennis attending in their player pack. Leave it up to you, the player, to decide. Okay, so I'm having a 1-dayer in Perth, percentage chance of Dennis attending 1%. I like those odds.
Yeah, I'll go to that tournament. Yeah.
I'm having a tournament in Toowoomba, percentage chance of Dennis attending 98%.
Yeah, I have to think that one over.
So you just got to take your chances because you might live in Toowoomba and it'd be really convenient, but you're practically guaranteed to bump into Dennis. So he's got
I think I would have moved towns.
Yeah. And so he's got a 95% chance of showing up at CanCon, but you've only got a very small percentage of bumping into him. He's not the only.
So, do you prescribe to the theory that perhaps the reason the Adelaide water tasted like it did was because he went and sat in a reservoir somewhere, like a little tea bag, steeping out the Dennis into the water?
Yeah, look, I'm pretty sure he brought Corona into the country.
Well, that's one theory. I've got another. But we'll get to that.
But if ever there was a guy that was going to fuck a bat,
It would be fucking Dennis, wouldn't it?
yeah.
Uh,
So just the update on the Dennis. So as of after we come back from the Corona hiatus, tournament organisers will include the percentage chance of Dennis attending in their player pack. Hopefully it'll go worldwide. So if someone holds a 2-dayer in Calgary, it'll be like a .001.
yep.
There's a chance of Dennis showing up.
We'll have to add that into the Bush Bash player
Yeah.
pack and get that trend going. Yeah.
Yep. Well, look, a lot of the stuff we put in our player packs catches on. So
Catches on, it does like
Yeah.
wildfire. We're tournament innovators.
actually, are you allowed to say catches on in the current climate? I'm not sure.
Ooh, that's the one.
But
I did use all my hobby cloud as a content creator to get this thing rolling. So hopefully, after we all come back, we'll have a much better chance of avoiding Dennis. Or at least we'll know the odds.
fingers crossed.
All
all
right,
right.
Dave, your game too, mate.
Yeah, that's right. SHET. Droopy Boob. So my round 2 was against one of my true loves, Adelaidean Nick Palmrose. He is just one of the best blokes in AOS. I love him to bits. It was 2.5 hours of sexual tension, and sneaky little snatches across the table of staring into each other's eyes and playing coy, getting.
He has become a bit of a shit cunt since he got a girlfriend.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's true. I think she's aware of the whole situation of how many people are going to fondle him at an AOS tournament. There's those little moments where you're both reaching for the dice and your hands touch, and there's that little bit of electricity. It's just there were just so many nice little moments like that. No, I love playing against Nick. He is an absolute ripper of a bloke. He was Sylvaneth as well, so I got 2 in a row of Sylvaneth. Yeah, the beginnings of a bunny run. God knows I squandered that. No, he's got Sylvaneth operating on some whole other level. Worked out a whole lot of crazy crap. So it was a lot tighter than I would have liked. But he is, his competitive game is strong. Oh, Patrick, get your mind out of the gutter. And nothing was tight after I was done with it. But I did end up getting the win in the end. It was, as I say, a lot closer than it ought to have been, potentially when you look at it on paper. But as I say, he's really playing that army really well. He's worked out a lot of cool little tricks, and he's he was just playing it exceptionally well. He placed his forests through the middle as it was shifting objectives and made it really difficult.
On that, I just want to touch on. Sorry, Dave, to cut you off there. I heard that Nick Palmrose actually had a say in the preset terrain placement for the tournament, just so he could put his woods in optimal places in any battle plan on any table. Thoughts?
It's exactly the sort of lucky stunt that we'd pull.
Yeah, good on him. If you can get the inside track, you take it and you fucking run with it. I'm proud of the bloke. If he managed to get that, I think he's done well. That's my thoughts.
Yeah. Well, tier 3 armies need all the help they can get, right?
Yeah. But yeah, no, he's definitely tier 1, easy on the eye. Very, very happy with that game. So, that was my game 2.
Mate, after the shit that happened in Bendigo, I love that guy. I've got mad respect for him.
He's a warrior.
He is.
All right. Take us to round 3. Knife to the heart, yeah?
It's a little bit Nazi. All right.
Please don't salute.
A little bit Nazi.
All right. See, this is what's usually good about a podcast, is that you can't see all of those hand actions. Yeah. Yes, Pat, speak with your hands.
No,
Hey, just quickly, guys, how good was the food on Saturday? Because I didn't
oh,
eat
mate,
until like
fucking
mid-arvo.
Sunday lunch
Yep.
was
Always
fantastic.
great feed. Absolutely.
Yeah, food was awesome. If you only go to one tournament a year, I can 100% guarantee I'll be going next year.
Yep.
Hell or fucking high water. If you go to one travelling tournament a year, go to SAGT. In fact, don't go if you're a flog because tickets are limited. And I'd rather have just the awesome people in the community there. So,
Yep.
if you're a Dennis, for example, do something else with your time. But if
Hey,
you're
look,
not,
in all fairness, it was a better crowd than last year too. And that crowd was still pretty good, right?
Mm.
But this year, it was just everyone was just on the same page, and fuck, it was just a good time.
Yeah. No, it was fantastic.
yeah, plus because you're traveling as well. So
Mm.
you're not at home, so you just fucking, you don't have to bloody go here, do this, do anything. You just fucking, I remember I got called into work at one of our tournaments that night.
Yeah, when you're away from home, there's no excuse but to have a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And bears mentioning we were all fucked on the Saturday. So
Oh, I was still in fine form. I was drinking all day.
yeah.
I had a
So
couple.
my round 3 was against the biggest in Warhammer, Peter Atkinson.
Oh, yeah. Old Pete.
Oh, fuck, he was in good form Friday night.
He was.
Yeah, when he finally rocked up, he had delayed flights too, didn't he?
Yeah, he caught up real quick. Yeah. Pete shows up and all of a sudden people are doing shots. It was just...
Yeah, it was bad. So I was already shit-faced that. So I was already singing the Nickelback, like yelling it on the jukebox Friday night. And then here comes shots coming up to me. I'm like, oh, fuck, I can't handle this. I did, because I'm not a soft cock, but I paid for it. I paid for it that night twice. So did the toilet.
Yeah, so, buddy, the smartest thing past Patrick did was refuse to bring a pair of pants to Saggy Tea. Because there was no way I was... If I don't bring pants, there's no possible way I can be talking to going to strip clubs or club until fucking 6 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think we were having this conversation, Pat.
Yeah. If I had a pair of pants, Pete and I would have fucking been out until about 11 o'clock the next day and blown off the tournament.
Oh, yeah. You guys were keen.
We would have been hitting the fucking crack pipe under the bridge on the Adelaide River at 3 o'clock the next afternoon, and we would have just fucking straggled home in a month or something.
Yeah.
That dude knows how to fucking party. And young Patrick knows how to party, and young Patrick doesn't actually come out that often.
But when he does...
He was on fire.
When he does, fucking old Patrick was very glad he left his fucking long pants at home.
Yeah, I only bring two pairs of shoes with me to tournaments these days. Well, they're not even shoes, but one is thongs, the other one is mockies. That's all I bring. I'm not getting into anywhere because I know what I like.
I don't want to bring us to a sexist note, but if you were there, the fat bitches of Adelaide were spared an assault from me.
The people out the windows on the Friday night weren't, were they?
No, so much yelling.
And then hooning around fucking Rundle Mall or whatever it is.
Hindley Street, yeah.
Hindley Street and yelling at cunts out of windows.
Classic Benny guy.
What was it? It was fuck bitches. Pete started doing it. I don't know. Game 3, mate. Game 3.
Yeah, there's...
Peter Atkinson, the big war, Knights of the Heart. Very bad matchup for me because Peter had a lot of shooting. And if he wanted to be a cunt about it, he could just shoot off my unit, turtle up, and win a minor. So we sort of just didn't move for the first turn because Pete's like, I'm not moving until I get my big war buffs off. And I said, well, I'm not moving because I'm a salty motherfucker. So we bitched in mine for a little while. It was a really good game. Eventually, I had to come forward. So I came forward, crashed into his fucking big Dobie unit of Savage Orcs. Took a bunch of them off with the double pylon. Like just 20 Marauders, got them down to 6 Savage Orcs. The double pylon, which rattled Pete a little bit. Then Pete came out with these big stabbers and fucked me up. I rate those big stabbers over just about anything in Big War. Awesome. And he brought his pigs around with hitting on 2s, wounded on 2s, doing 2 damage. Crashed with my second Marauder blob, but I had the Retributive Pylon. So we had this moment of mutual mass destruction. And just took half the models off the board. And he pushed onto my objective in fucking turn 4.
Mm-hmm.
With what was left of his big stabbers. We just couldn't get the extra. I had 3 models on. He could only get 3 models on.
Yep.
And I had turn 4 priority, and I cornholed him.
Very lucky.
Used the 3 blood type to run my surviving unit of Blood Reavers and ran him again and moved him onto his objective, so got the major.
Nice.
And in all fairness to Pete, he was the nicest man in Warhammer, if I haven't mentioned that.
That is his reputation.
He could have taken me to the fucking minor loss, if he just turtled up. But he came forward like a fucking trooper to try and get the major and lost. But yeah, that took a bit of the glory off my eventual win, because I know that if he played like a cunt, he would have gotten away with that one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
True to his nature. He played the game the way it's supposed to be played.
Yeah, so I didn't travel all the way to Adelaide for a minor win.
That's right.
And he came within a fucking bee's dick of getting it, and then I cornered him.
Yeah.
Nice. It's nothing more satisfying than the old hole.
Yep.
But yeah, Pete didn't really know what was going on with my army, so he didn't shoot the right unit off the board and all that sort of shit. But yeah, it was a good game. I was really, really happy to get away with that one. So I ended the day on 3 majors, which I hadn't done since Lord of War last year.
Yep.
So I was feeling pretty good about myself.
Nice.
Nice.
Like it. Joel, what did you do?
My round 3 was against fucking Tyson and his change host.
Yep.
Here I am thinking to myself, oh fuck, not another change host. You know, playing Beast of Chaos. Surely I can't go 3 for 3 against it. Anyway, I ended up beating him. Ended up beating the cunt. That was a block holding. block holding real hard. So I would have beaten him easily if I got a double early on. And with my army against his army, you kind of really need that because you're pushing shit uphill from the beginning.
Yep.
And yeah, just it didn't come, never come. And then I think it was turn 5. I got the double. I'm like, you beauty. I got 6 primordial call points. Mind you, my entire army's been fucking decimated. I've got a couple of Spawn and a Shaman on the table and like 4 Ungors sitting on my objective. And summoned on 10 Bestigors, fucking landed the charge and outcapped his own objective because he was going for mine with his unit of 20 pinks, but he had no bodies really left on his home objective. So yeah, managed to sneak away the major win there. I was stoked, man. I was so happy, and he was so fucking filthy about it too. It was great.
Tyson is my Joe Exotic. As in, I love him, but I hate him. I recognise that he's an awful person, but he is just a magnificent son of a bitch at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That motherfucker has the longest arms and the shortest pockets. You will not meet a more generous, fucking helpful guy. He'll do anything for you.
Yep.
Yeah, he will. He's a lovely guy. Great asset.
They cannot fucking buy anything when the cunt's around. He put a bar tab on it for us for the Saturday and the Sunday. He bought our meals, and every time you settle up with him, he's, oh no, but whatever. Fucking awesome dude, but he's also the biggest cunt in existence.
He's an old Magic player, right?
I know. It's just he's like this mental, you know. I love him. I hate him. He's inside my head.
I
love his wife. Love everything about him, but he's just such a cunt.
I just fucking
No, no, I'm
love
talking
the,
about.
I love the look on someone's face when you bockhole them or cornhole them. Just like because they're all so happy and joyful. Oh, I'm winning this game. It's mine. You know, I can't possibly lose. And fucking bang!
This isn't it.
all the expression just drains from their face.
You fucking knife to the heart. It's so funny. Oh, and dude, so in the Geelong tournament in Tyson's game against Joel, because we had the exact same matchups, me versus Pete round 3, Joel versus Tyson. We were on the table next to each other. In the fucking Geelong tournament, Tyson failed 2 failed realities in a row.
Oh fuck! It was funny.
Yeah, that was
And
painful.
he did the same fucking thing at SAGT. Pete and Joel just pissed himself laughing.
I was on the floor laughing.
Pete and I just turned around in 2 instants, knowing exactly what fucking happened.
Mind you, he only lost like 3 flamers this time instead of the 8, I think, that he lost at Summer Smash, but still, it was just hilarious.
Yeah, fucking funny.
I don't know. I would never fucking take that spell if I was playing Zinch. You just, it's a 1 in 6 chance. You got to roll that 1. You might not roll that 1 for the rest of the tournament, but when it matters, or when it doesn't, but it matters to your opponent that you roll it, you got to fucking roll that 1. It's just so funny.
Fuck, it was funny. We both fell over at our table, didn't we? As soon as you went up, you thought, oh my God, he's done it again.
He's gone and bloody done it.
No, you were like down on the bottom tables, Dave. Oh, no, you were fucking going all
I wasn't. I was on table 3.
Yeah,
I was.
You were in the air of the winners, weren't you? Yeah.
Look, I called it. I said, if I win my first 2, game 3, I'll get too close to the sun. I'll get slapped back down. Hopefully, I win game 4, and then game 5's a bit of an iffy one. That was my prediction.
Yeah.
Truly.
As we said, your predictions are weak and unworthy of a champion.
Yeah, well, I'm hardly one of those.
No.
I had round 3 knife to the heart against Joel Graham's Big War, which was the Rogue Idol version.
You mean Dalton?
I wasn't sure, having never played against that particular list before, so I thought, fuck it. I don't know what I'm going to do against it. I know it's tough. I know he's going to get a whole lot of buffs and all sorts of other stuff, so I figured I'm just going to alpha him and see if I can take that Rogue Idol off in the first turn. I came very close to doing that. I did have Joel Graham ask me at one point if I had rocks in my head, but I think that was more in response to me making a silly joke. I'm not certain, but I'm pretty sure he was at least momentarily worried about what I might do, because I kind of just went...
Get stuck into it before they get all their buffs.
Yeah, I just went crazy mode and just went, all right, I'm just going to throw stuff at you. Probably my one regret is that I didn't throw an extra thing in there. The way that I got in there and I wiped off quite a few units in that first charge, but the way with those big bases and the way everything was set up, I ended up not being able to pile in and reach other stuff with subsequent attacks. And so the effect was not as good as it maybe could have been. I pushed some stuff out to the side to try and stop his Gore Grunters running in around. But it was unfortunately the wrong play, because I missed the charge and couldn't keep him trapped. And he just ran straight past me. And that was effectively what won him the game.
Okay.
I'm still, I wasn't upset by it. It was a quick game, but it was a good game. I enjoyed playing against him. I had a good giggle. I don't know. I don't take it as seriously as what a lot of other players do, and I hope that he enjoyed.
No, was that directed at? Dave was a bit of a fucking star.
No. So I'm not. I don't get that invested. I enjoy having a good game. I like to play as well as I can play. I hope that Joel enjoyed. I hope that Joel enjoyed the level of airiness that I brought to that game. Just
Dave, I fucking played you at Bush Bash. Was it last year when you were pushing for a 4-1 finish
yep.
with your Legion of Grief, and you were the most competitive gaming motherfucker I've ever fucking sat down across. Don't fucking lie with this. Oh, I don't really play to win.
Nah,
Oh, gee, Dave.
that
I don't
was
think it's such a good idea to go to a tournament and try and
no.
win.
Not
You
look.
salty motherfuckers, when I see them, you're lying to yourself.
Maybe,
Dave. lying.
maybe with Legion of Grief on the week that it came out, getting the first global podium with them. Maybe I did take that a little seriously,
Yeah, the
but
word of a liar, Dave.
playing more tribes, playing ogres against
I
the big
know.
Wa,
You're
no.
questioning my judgment. I know the salty.
I just went
motherfuckers
for it.
don't
I just went
win,
for it.
Dave.
No.
You're lying to yourself. You're lying to yourself, and you're not fucking fooling anybody, Dave.
Yeah, isn't that what they say, Pat? Though, if you can't lie to yourself, then how can you lie to someone else?
Who says that? I've never heard that. Fucking,
I'm sure it's a saying.
dude,
I'm sure it's a
you were
thing.
fucking suicidal after you got flogged at CanCon, same as me.
Yeah,
Just coming out
yeah.
and
That was
winning.
brutal. CanCon was brutal. And look, frankly, as we will get to, I didn't do that well at this weekend either.
No.
But hey, it is what it is.
No.
Actually, I'll say Geelong. I had CanCon, then I had Geelong. Oh, that was a tough 2 tournaments in a row. Saggy T was a lot better, and I'm glad that that's the last tournament I'm going to have for a while. I didn't do as well as I wanted in the end, as we will discover. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
If we're never going to play another tournament in Australia because of the corona and we're all going to end up eating each other or some shit, A, I'm the last guy to win a GT in Australia, so that's awesome. B, that was a fucking awesome tournament to go out on for Age of Sigma.
100%.
Fuck it.
Absolutely love it. Okay, so that was me. Major loss. I think round 3, knife to the heart.
So just to recap, Pat and I, 3 majors, 0 losses, and you're 2-1.
Yep.
All right. Interesting times. Do you want to talk about Saturday night?
Yeah.
We made
Okay.
the decision to go to the Schnitt's house.
Yeah, we went to the Schnitzel joint
I
where
don't
all the
know
names
what
are
the fuck was
puns.
going on in that place.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was like April Fools in advance and they just brought in staff that didn't know what the fuck they were
Nah.
doing.
It was trainee night. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. It
I
was.
have never had, and I'm not a guy to bitch about fucking dining at restaurants, but I will say this: if I'm paying $30 for a plate, right? Well, Tyson was paying, as it turns out.
Thanks, Tyson.
Thank you. Yeah.
You're the best. You can't. I don't want to have to sit near the children's playground and hear fucking children. I don't fucking care. I don't, oh, it's hard to have a night out when you have young children. I didn't ask you to fucking have them. I didn't come around to your house with a fucking gun and say, get the bitch pregnant and raise the children or else, motherfucker. I don't want to hear your babies. I don't want to hear their fucking squalling. Fuck you. Go to a family restaurant. Go and fucking eat in the fucking ball pit at McDonald's. Stop bothering adults.
Well, maybe the shit house is actually a family restaurant.
I don't give a fuck.
I mean, they had a playground after all, didn't they?
Yeah, well,
Mind you, there was 40 of us who went there for dinner, so it was kind of hard to see sort of without.
mate. Okay, so we ordered, and we ordered all at once, and I think it was a 2-hour wait for the food.
Yeah, something like that.
It was a long wait. It was about a 20-minute wait to get our order, and then about another 40 minutes for food.
It was at least 5 pints worth.
I couldn't even get a fucking beer because there was no one serving. I stood there for fucking 15 minutes, and there was no one actually serving at the bar.
Look, I think all that aside, I think the one major letdown was the fact that after our mains did come out, we were waiting 15 minutes for them to bring out knives and forks because they didn't have any clean
That was
ones.
fucking bizarre, man. That was just fucking weird.
They just it
And
was
we're sitting there with our mains in front of us
yeah.
and nothing to eat them with. And they keep bringing out food to other tables. And soon, because everyone went out as a big posse, you know, all 40 of us were there. And all 40 of us are sitting around without a single fucking knife and fork.
Yeah. Will say though, entrees, all their chicken wings and stuff, mint. Really good.
A really good mashed potato, but that schnitzel was fucking terrible.
Those wings were fucking amazing.
Yeah,
Especially the
wings
ones
were
from
great.
Tristan,
My main was a bit.
those honey ones. Oh,
Yeah.
I've never fucking. Are you pissing in your backyard, you filthy dog?
no, I don't know what you're talking about. It's just the
No?
rain, mate.
Yeah, fair enough. I've
Where's
never
my Dakar?
actually- I'm not the sort of whining bitch that leaves someone a bad review on fucking Yelp or whatever. Tyson's missus did that.
Can you stop smiling at least?
She wasn't even there.
Can you stop smiling?
Shout
Fine
out
if
to
you got to
me.
go take a piss, but why you got to point the camera at you and smile at us while you're doing it?
Oh, sorry. I was just laughing.
Goes off into the distance or something. It's too intimate.
I'm not. I wasn't pissing. I'm just standing up and I'm walking around. Jesus
Oh.
Christ.
Why can't you just be civilized and do it under the desk like I do?
Time for vinegar, cunt.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey, I
Well,
prepared.
not
I prepared to
everyone
not
out
have to
there
get up
fucking
from this
bored
stream.
and
There's no taking a break here, Sunshine.
But
No,
honestly,
that's why I had it on my face still.
after fucking Friday nights drinking and Saturday night just, yeah, that's it. I think we were done by 10 o'clock.
Yeah, I was not looking for a night out Saturday night. I was done.
But it was a totally awesome vibe with all the gang out there. Good
Yeah.
fucking time.
got
Except for
got
Dennis.
a half decent sleep that night, except
Oh, dude, the sleeping arrangements. Oh,
yeah. So we had Rice in with us, and good God, that guy just the noises that come out of him through the night, frightening, absolutely frightening.
yeah, I bullied my way into the double bed. And
You didn't bully yourself. I fucking just gave in to your peer pressure, cunt.
yeah,
That was my double bed.
that's
I'm
bullying.
glad you enjoyed it.
I'm the oldest, the fattest, and I've got the worst back. What are you going to say? So apparently on the Friday night, I slept fucking face down on my pillow or something like that and snored loudly enough to wake the dead. But the Saturday night, I wasn't too. Our cabin was actually pretty good.
Oh, no, it wasn't. I got rudely woken up by Pete Atkinson. Some stage of the night. It felt like 5 minutes I was in bed for. And he's like, dude, can you roll on your back, on your side or something? Because I can't fucking get to sleep. I had the inside and the outside, the inhale and the exhale snoring going. So it was just a constant, you know, it was good.
Actually, Matty Kent missed the Friday night. He came out for a few beers with us. That was good. Couple of coronas. Yeah, we sat up talking like the weirdest thing happened on fucking Sunday morning because I tend to wake up pretty early, and there was this fucking duck.
Oh, fucking duck.
There was the duck.
It was the
Turns out it was a lucky duck too.
It was the fattest, most handsome fucking duck I've ever seen in my life. And I'm just sitting out the front because we dragged the chairs outside smoking, and this duck walked up. Oh, hello, duck. And waddled around doing fucking duck things. I don't have any food for you because we didn't buy any. And
I've got a beer for you. You want that, mate?
All right, duck. So I went inside and sat on the bed, and then the duck walked into the cabin. And it's just walking around on its little duck feet, looking at stuff, being all inquisitive and shit. And the
I
boy,
went and had a shit or a shower or something.
yeah,
I come
the
back
boy
and the
was
duck's
telling
still
me I
in the
was just
fucking...
sitting there talking to the duck for 10 minutes. I was like, duck, what are you doing? Yada, yada, yada. I don't remember it. Yeah, it was really cool. But it was the duck, as it turns out.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, duck was on.
Game
Well,
4.
I've never seen a better looking animal. I could be like the Joe Exotic of fucking duck keeping if there were ducks like that.
So what actually happened was I came back after, fucking whatever I was doing. I can't remember now. But here's Pat fucking Starkers. This duck just going to town on his asshole.
I'm just saying, it was a really, really attractive duck.
I just don't. I mean, what do you think's going to happen if you shove breadcrumbs in your ass crack? Like some kind of fauna is going to come along and get all nibbly in there.
I couldn't tell if it was the duck quacking or it was Pat's ass queefing.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure that noise that you heard, that
The duck is the
yeah,
least of the weird
that
shit
that was
goes
a
down that way.
You gotta be careful you don't go too wide, because the duck
Hey, you just
the
making
duck
my
can
whole
insert.
fucking animal experience sorted. It was a duck that walked into the cabin and hung out with me and walked out. It was really cool.
I love that it bought you a drink. It's lovely. At least it took you out and bought you something before it got all up in there.
Brought in some crumbs of bread.
That's right.
Game
Got-
4, mate.
Got the panko crumbs. Go, I don't know what I'm gonna do with this later. Huh? Gonna get a little crispy.
It was a good looking duck.
Wah.
Sort of healthy duck. Yeah. It wasn't a fucking Donald Duck. It was a duck. No, it wasn't a good duck. It was a mallard, I think.
Oh, okay, great. Let's actually talk about Warhammer for a minute instead of ducks eating
people
panko
tune in
crumbs.
for our fucking
That's
commentary on
arsehole.
actual Warhammer.
I just want to, just quietly, guys, I just want to say I'm entering the drunken hour.
We're not there yet. We're not. No.
7 cans.
I've got the drunken hour scheduled, and we're not there yet.
Oh, fuck.
All right?
All right, I'll have to slow down. Or
The folks at home, I'm
No, you
drinking
don't
out
have to
of
slow
my
down. I'm just not announcing it yet. I've got
2018 Masters tankard.
Oh, I've got one of those.
Really, really shit 2019 Masters tankard.
Well, at least someone here has both of them, mate, so I can choose which one I
I
want
qualified but couldn't be bothered, couldn't go, and it turned out to be a wise decision.
Oh, I had a good weekend. Anyway, game 4. Take us away, Pat.
Okay, so game 4, I drew the Slanesh guy. I didn't have a. On the subject of bunny runs, I don't think they exist anymore. As in, the tiering system for AOS 2 has gotten up to a point where there's so many books out and there's so many decent books. But you don't get the classic bunny run of, oh, this guy's got 20 liberators and 10 protectors or some shit like that. You know what I mean?
Playing Luke Doman.
the sheer volume of variety means the bunny run's basically impossible.
Yeah, but I mean, what did I get so far? OBR, KO, fucking, who was my third game? Big War, Slanesh. The only real flog I got in the whole tournament was my 5th round opponent, beats the KO. That's not a bunny run, and no one's getting a bunny run because you wander down to the bottom tables and Jammer and
Yeah,
Bro-
you're right. It's not a bunny run, but it's a hollow win. Table 1, game 5, right?
Yeah.
There's no
Jammer and
war
Bush-
to be had.
Jammer and Bushy played off that round, Big War versus Petrifex.
Yeah. How did I go double Sylvaneth and then straight into a big war?
Yeah, that's a bunny run.
No, it's
Yeah.
not.
Yeah, easy first 2 games, mate. That's a bunny
Yeah. But then by the third game, bunny run was over.
Bunny runners shit armies is pretty much, you're not going to get the classic Joel McGrath CanCon 2019 bunny run where he drew mixed destruction in round 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's equivalent of versing Beasts of Chaos, table 1, game 5.
Hang on. What's that?
I said that's the equivalent of.
Having some audio trouble.
Yeah,
I'm
of
only
course.
getting some interference from my SAGT Grand Champion.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's getting in the way of the radio waves. It's
Yeah. The bush radio waves.
the bush radio waves. You go turn a microwave on somewhere and
That's right. And the bunny run I got was I drew my opponents in scenarios that was shit for them. So this was Scorched Earth, which doesn't show
I'll
up.
tell you, you lucked out.
Hmm?
You lucked out.
But so I drew the Slanesh guy in a scenario that was just fucking terrible for him. Lovely fella, English guy, South Australian.
Yeah, Luke David.
He wants to build a more drinky community over there, so get behind him.
Yeah, he wants the measured gaming in South Australia.
His keeper's got the really shiny bum.
Faps much to fucking hentai or whatever. But the buttocks that man painted on his keepers.
Yeah.
Did you see the fucking badonkadonk on that creature caster
Yeah.
keeper Slanesh he had?
Oh, yeah.
I actually voted for his army as coolest army.
Oh, so did I, mate. That shit lured your eyes from across the fucking room. I was going to take it and have a sneaky fap to it.
It certainly did catch the light.
But he did the thing because he had him in like an onyx bluey kind of thing and the shading on top of the buttocks. It was fucking hypnotic.
Like two little mirror balls.
And everyone who saw it said the same thing. My God, that keeper's got a great ass.
Like two Pringles hugging.
Anyways, so he didn't have much choice but to come straight for me, and I explained what my army did, but you can tell people, but they're not going to know until they get fucked by it. So he put his two keepers and what's that cockhead's name?
Arcanon.
Lord Marshal of the Apocalypse, that's him. So he had a really interesting Slanesh list, actually.
Yeah, it was good.
Just total balls to the wall. So he put the two keepers and Archaon into fucking one of my Marauder blobs. Got the drop on me first turn, but I got the Retributive pile in back from the Marauder Chieftain guy, Darko Chieftain. So he's fucking hooked into me with one keeper, killed 16 models. I popped him out the other side, killed his other keeper. Because, yeah, when you kill the unit, you can Retributive pile and attack shit that hasn't fought yet. So I crippled his other keeper. He piled in with that. I finished that one off, crippled the other one. It piled in for a second time, and I killed it. And basically his whole army was just arch. And he took off the Marauder block. And his whole army was just arch sitting there saying, guys, oh, geez, guys, I don't think I can do this all on my own. And I piled the other Marauder, so I brought the other Marauder blob into Arch in the second turn, in my first turn, and I do my attacks in lots of 30 because they're getting 3 attacks each, 3s and 4s, re-rolling everything, neg 1 rend, and I got 10 wounds off on Arch on the first 30, and I said, oh yeah, I've got like 200 of these to go. And we just shook hands. So that was an actual, just a first, because he only had 2 units of fucking Hell's Riders left.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, I fucked him hard. He took it pretty well.
Yeah, I remember watching back the blog or the vlog that Doom did, and Luke was actually one of the guys who.
Oh yeah, that was really good.
For the weekend, and he's like, "Oh, I need to go buy some Marauders, I think." Yeah, that Retributive Island just really fucks people, doesn't it?
It does. It's not as good as the one you get from Bloodwrath and Wrathmongers, but it just fucking.
It does what it needs to do, right?
Yeah, it makes people pay when they come at you like that. But he had no choice about what he could do. But yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, first turn.
Yeah, unreal. I remember watching
him. Great scenario for me.
Yep. Very good.
All right, John.
Game 4. Who was I up against? Fucking Jason. Oh, jeez, what's his last name? Not Brown. Jason Tipping. He's an Australian guy. What a fucking legend. We had the most fun, I think, on the table that I've had for a while. He was running Nighthorn, which I thought was a bit odd, going up like table 2, round 4, because he actually didn't lose. He didn't win all 3 of his previous games.
He was the guy playing up in the bracket.
Yeah, he was playing up with Nighthawk, poor cunt.
That's a
but
rough
he did
draw.
get to-
I think that is a rough
He did
draw.
get to verse Beast of Chaos, so it wasn't so bad, I suppose. But I was rubbing my hands together at the pub at the shit house the night before. I'm like, oh, fucking you beauty, because Dave, we've had a lot of games like Nighthaunt / Grief versus Beast of Chaos.
Yeah,
over the
you've got
years.
plenty of practice.
Yeah, I'm like, oh yeah, fucking, I know how to deconstruct this shit.
Jason was running a black coach though, wasn't he, in his list?
He was, yeah. So it was actually my first time ever versing against a black coach.
Yeah, how did you find it?
It didn't die. That was like one of the good things in his list.
Black Coach is one of my top 3 for awesome models with shit rules.
I don't think the rules are that shit. If you can roll those 4-ups for its power level early on, it turns into like, not to go fucking weep here, but it turns Super Saiyan. It does a lot of work. It does more than what Chain Rasp will. It does more than...
The Chain Rasp are awesome.
I did write a list with 2 of them. I wrote a list with 2 of them as a straight Nighthaunt list with a lot of hex rates and other shit in it. Seemed interesting.
Yeah.
I just wasn't willing to invest, close to $400 in those 2 models. That's all.
No, they're fuck all, Pat. They're only like 200 and 220 or something. Yeah, it's not bad for what it does.
For the amount of power that you're getting, yeah.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun in this game. I have a habit of saying at the start of my games, when I'm telling people through the list and explaining it in fine detail, because no one knows what Beast of Chaos does except for you, you guys. I said, this is what the Beast Lord has. He has a 3 damage axe, 6 tank rerolling hits of 1, rerolling wounds against heroes, blah, 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 blah. He's going for Alariel. Like, he's going to kill Alariel this game. That's what I was... not Alariel. Fucking, what's her name? The male bitch. Alinda, thank you.
Alinda.
And I said, he's going to smash the shit out of her. I think I used the R word, but... That's fine. And he's like, oh yeah, I see how it is. And just from there, as soon as the Beast Lord was getting in and doing stuff, he's like, oh my god, this is fucked. he killed lots. He killed his Knight of Shrouds on Steed, just one-shot him. Boom. I was rolling really hot, actually, I've got to admit, with my Ether Quartz Brooch rolls for the +1 attacks. So I think the Beast Lord had like 10 attacks at one stage and just fucking took off a whole heap of shit.
It's just antisocial.
My
rude.
30 Bestigors took off his 1 unit of Grimgas without even rolling a dice. We just said, look, mate, there's about 300 attacks here. Do you just want to take them off? He's like, yeah, I think so.
Nah, fucking roll them.
10 Bestigors who ambushed. They killed Kurdos. So all he had left in his army by turn 5, which I was like, oh, we've got to roll for priority. He said, no, that was turn 5. I'm like, oh, okay. I had the game in the bag, whatever. But we're just having a lot of fun there. I lost sort of track of where we were in the game. I just wanted to keep rolling dice. But all he had left was his Spirit Haste unit and the Linda. So I didn't actually table him, but I burnt. This was in Scorched Earth, wasn't it? So
yep.
I burned all 4 of his objectives. I burnt 3 of his 4 objectives turn 1. And then, burnt the other one early days. He couldn't get anywhere in my backfield because I just, with all the MSU in my army, I just had it 18 inches apart. So he just had nowhere to sort of deep strike half of his army because he kept it up in the sky or down the ground. So, yeah, poor bastard. He got absolutely fucked on the table, but we had a lot of fun.
Yep.
And that's why playing Beast of Chaos I really love is doesn't matter how much you're fucking someone, they always love taking off 30 goats at a time. So makes them, it gives them a...
It's the same with all blobs and shit, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, well done, you've taken off 30 models, but there's still 200 on the table.
Yeah, but you get a sense of achievement. You're not getting railroaded.
It's the same thing with Mortal Korn. Not to bring it back to me, but this episode's all about me.
It is, yeah.
But your opponent can
It's weird.
your opponent can smash you when you're playing Immortal Core with a ton of bodies, and he'll feel some satisfaction from taking off all your shit or whatever. But you can just sit there and lose most of your army and still feel totally in control of the game.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an interesting playstyle, isn't it? You really enjoy it.
But your opponent gets to fucking kill shit and do whatever.
It's interactive.
Yeah.
You're fucking them, but it's interactive.
You're
They
part
get
of
to-
the.
they get to press a
You're all
button
part
and
of the
say, "I'll
game.
take it
Yeah.
now."
Yeah, but I can, like that game one against the fucking horsey guy. I lost nearly all of my fucking army. I actually fucking was really, really funny as fuck. Because for some reason he decided to try and kill my slaughter priest, who doesn't do all that much in this build. And he's arcane bolting him with Arcan. But he's in range of the blood to create a banner, so he's got to re-roll all his successful casts. So he hits a 6 on the arcane bolt. Oh, you better re-roll that. Hits an 11. Oh, God. Does it twice. Does it 3 times in a fucking row. And just, I think he needed to roll a 2 to take the last wound off my poor fucking slaughter priest, and he rolled a 1. It's like, yes! But he's just re-rolling. Oh, no, you better re-roll that. Oh, I got it. Yeah. I got it. Yeah. Huh.
Mhm.
He lives.
Wow.
Anyway, major win to me, 4-0 with Beast of Chaos. Really happy. Dave, take us away, man.
My game 4 was against Kron, and he's KO. Which was a lot of fun because I'd
Actually,
spent.
fucking. All right. Sorry to interrupt. Well, yeah, I'm tanked. I'm going to interrupt you anyway. When we first met Kron at like the first fucking 2018 tournament, he came over.
Yeah, Bush Bash, the first one. Oh no, it was BadgerCon.
You could not get a fucking 2 words out of him,
It's like getting a stone, that's for sure.
and now you can't shut him up.
I wouldn't go that far, but yeah, he's definitely he's come out of his shell heaps, hasn't
Yeah, the way the hobby has brought that guy out of his fucking shell, and not for the betterment of the world or anything like that. I mean, I'm not saying it's good for society, but it's been good for Kron because now he's like a chatty motherfucker or whatever. But compared to how he was when we first met him, because we know him, he knows us, yada, yada, yada. But he's a really awesome dude now, so, fucking hats off to hobby.
That's right.
he?
You know?
Well,
It's
he and
good.
I had been talking KO lists across the weekend before getting paired up, because ever since CanCon I've been keen on KO, and helped me tweak my KO list and get that sorted. Then, brilliant. We're gonna play against each other, and it was good fun. Realistically, his 20 Thunderers were horrible. He managed to kill 2 of my Stonehorns turn 1. I then managed to take most of his stuff off the table across the rest of the game. In the end, the way it turned out was I was going to burn 3 of his objectives. He was going to burn 1 of mine. He was already ahead on points. And in that last turn 5, we just pretty much rolled for all the burning. And it ended up being a draw. At which point he... we've lost Joel. Anyway, he's back. There you are.
Don't know what happened.
It ended up being a draw, but he had me on kill points, so it was a minor loss to me. It was a very good game. I was really keen to see how the KO would work, and see how the way he was doing it was a teleport in the hero phase, and then Pip-Pip-Peel, and then all sorts of stuff. His Ironclad moved around and did a lot of the work that game. Hands down. The Thunderers as well, 20 Thunderers. Ouch. A lot of damage output.
He is a soulless killer.
Yeah, I had a blast. Really
Yeah,
happy to see how the KO flies and can't wait to finish building and painting my own ones. So it was an amazing game. Funnily enough, before, when we were talking lists, he's like, yeah, with the big cannon, always shrapnel, never single
Uh-huh.
shot. You'll never get it, always shrapnel. And right at the tail end of the game, he's like, okay, I'm going to do the single shot. Like, Cron, you told me. You never do this. You never do it. You go, no, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And he failed. I'm like, this is why we don't do it.
That's great.
He goes, there you go. See, the lesson. That's where it is.
All of those
That's-
fucking big hitting guys in the gash, fucking Wrath of Corn, they always fucking fail.
yeah.
You're amazed when they actually fucking hit something. I don't know why.
So ripper of a game. Went and had a drink afterwards, and I love that little guy. He's awesome. So, Cron,
Great play.
he and I are planning for a KO takeover of CanCon. So you better
Oh.
watch out. We're coming.
Oh, so who are they going to play? KO.
No, just me and Cron. Just me and Cron.
Actually, that would be. I'm just putting it out there as an event. CronCon, everyone takes a KO army.
I love it. Well, we did joke about starting a club about it, and I said, yeah, but Cron's Caradron Corner with corner spelt with a K. I said I feel like KKK might not work out so well for you. He goes, no, we'll get t-shirts made. We'll just make sure they're white and some hats. I said, Cron, you just can't. He's German.
All right, I'm not actually watching the fucking YouTube. What are the useless cunts in chat?
Not
Nothing.
much actually. So, as we come towards the end of the SAGT chatter, if there are still some people online and you want
There's
to,
still 24 people watching us, apparently. Poor
Oh.
I
bastards.
just want to know what sort of a fucking no life dope.
well, only
Sits
20
down.
odd.
To what fucking.
But if you do have a question for any of us, once we finish our recap.
Fucking accommodating, Dave. Jesus Christ.
Once we finish our recap of SAGT, I'll be doing just a quick 5 questions with Pat, and then I will ask any questions that have come up in the chat over that time. So you've probably got another 5 or 10 minutes
Hang on, let's have
to think of something interesting.
And just before we talk about Game 5, I'm just going to link a battle report into the chat right now.
You sad motherfucker.
Yeah, well, you know,
Actually,
we're 1-1 now, motherfucker. So.
It's like he's knocking over furniture.
Yeah, I know.
It's like
I switched chairs because I kept breaking the other one.
it's like Godzilla gets up to take a piss.
It's actually not. He's just drowning a whole city.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Tsunami. Pat Tsunami.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, geez, it's good now that he's gone, isn't it? Though
it is.
I don't feel better.
You know, we can actually talk with each other instead of being talked over the top of.
Yeah, it's one
As
of
Benny
those.
says in the chat, shut up, Pat.
It's one of those broadcasting things, you know. When someone's talking, everyone else shut the fuck up.
Oh, crazy.
Luke on the chat's just said 15 models just got destroyed. Yes,
Oh, yes.
I think 15 is a conservative number, mate. He's back.
Look out.
Alright, sure.
So how many small Japanese villages did you just drown exactly? Why does my jasmine rice have a weird yellow tinge and a funny smell?
Body
Do you have any
shaming.
pants on, Pat? Because I'm pretty sure I was just watching like the replay, slash what's going on Bush Radio. Pretty sure I just saw your ass.
Yeah, I saw a duck.
A duck.
You just gotta
Just
ruin,
hanging out. Quack,
just
quack,
gonna
quack,
ruin
quack.
my fucking background. Huh? I can see
It's
how
all right,
this is-
mate. You can be Starkers without the Hawaiian on. I've got me Mockies on. fucking love these things. Look how fucked they are.
Yeah,
While we're at it.
yeah,
Yeah,
wow,
look at that.
they're
That's
loved.
straight through
Mm.
to the fucking thumb. Not the thumb. I don't wear them on my feet.
Your thumb?
Right,
Yeah, no,
right.
yeah, your
I'm
leg
drunk.
thumb. Yeah,
No,
the end of the leg thumb. Yeah.
I
Oh, mate,
feel
I'm
wrong.
shirt cocking the hell out of this. No pants. No, thank you.
I cannot believe the fucking hours I've been putting in since this fucking corona thing. We're all supposed to be unemployed, man. I was looking forward to it.
Of course you were.
All
right, all right.
They're putting an extra $500 on the dole. I can live off that. It's not like I've got any tournaments to prep for. And here I am working 50-hour fucking weeks because apparently I'm an essential member of fucking society. What a pack of cunts.
It's okay. We don't understand the criteria either.
No,
I will say, though, we have been going for a little bit, and while it's a lot of fun, I don't want to be here all night. So let's wrap up SAGT so that we can get on with it.
If you fucking, if you
Oh,
haven't
wait.
picked up the technical
What else do we have to talk about? There's a bit, I'd imagine.
There's more. There's more to the show. So if we
We're
can,
still got 3 hours to go,
No,
don't we?
interestingly enough, we were sitting there smoking in the car park before round 5, and Doom came out and actually checked our paint scores.
Yes, yeah, he double crossed them, didn't he?
Double checked our paint scores to make sure we had the right number, and it turned out that this Joel and I were on exactly the same score for paint and match rounds, and other Joel, playing the big war, was 1 point behind us. So a game between me and this Joel was going to produce a true winner of the tournament.
Mm-hmm. So it was only logical that we'd play each other.
And we ended up playing each other. But the funny part was that whoever got the major out of our game was going to win the tournament regardless. So
Yes.
we told other Joel that whatever happened, we were going to throw it to make sure one of us got the major, and he would never know.
Yeah, it was if he got a minor win, because what were we playing? It was focal points, wasn't it?
Hmm.
If he got like a minor win, then we were just gonna minor win it or something.
Yeah.
I can't remember. It was like we're just gonna make sure that he was never going to get first place.
Yeah.
colluding motherfuckers.
And it was funny because he was like, "Oh, this is bullshit. This is bullshit."
If you agree to it beforehand.
No, it's can't. You've already lost the tournament. Best you can do is second. Suck it up.
But I think we'll go to Dave's round 5 game first just to get the
Yeah, good idea.
Yeah, look, that probably makes really good sense. My game 5 was against Colin Green, aka the Colin, and his
he's a nice guy.
daughters Kane Hagnar, which I have played against before. Last time we played was with my Pestilence Skaven list, which was brutal. That was the last round of BadgerCon, maybe, or Bush Bash. I forget which one. Might have been Bush Bash last year, but yeah, it was brutal. It was a great game. Came down to the wire, but in the end, I'm pretty sure he beat me.
Cool.
I can't
He's
actually
really good
even.
He's just one of those salty motherfuckers, you know.
I can't even remember. I'm 90% sure he won because I'm pretty sure I went 2 and 3 for the weekend. I won my first 2 and lost the next 3.
Dave, don't oversell the fucking story, mate.
No, look. The people have not tuned in to listen to my mid-table ramblings. It's about what happened on table 1. So I'm going to keep it short.
Let's talk about Colin for a little bit, shall we? What a lovely guy.
He is
What an
lovely.
Absolute fucking gent.
I love the Colin. I get on really well with him, and we had a great game. I'm pretty sure he beat me.
Shout out to fucking Ty too. He had that old Corona drama going on the last day.
99% sure he beat me because I think I ended 2 and 3 for the weekend. So it was a great game. I seem to recall it was pretty close, but in the end he had me. I'm 99% sure he had me. So yeah, that was that. But obviously, because Joel McGrath has his dick in his hands, I guess we will continue to talk about it. So it was I got in there I alphaed him as much as I could. I took off a lot of models turn one, and then he turned around and his Blobber 30 Witch Elves were just too much for me to try and eat through. They were buffed and they were attacking and they were just leagues upon leagues of dice, and I just couldn't
Sorry,
couldn't
guys,
get
I
through it
just
in the
had a
end.
kick in my hand.
What? Jesus. Is Don good?
Step back.
I hope you fucking sanitised afterwards, mate.
Nah, it's just my dick, man. I don't know where it's been. Hasn't been to many places for a while.
It hasn't left the house.
That's it.
See, I send mine out for trips.
Ah,
Well, I don't
Is
get
that
to
where I'm
experience the
going
world. At least part of me
No,
does.
it's done right.
So yeah, look, summing up for my particular 5 games, I had 5 excellent games. I only played against one measured person, and I played against 4 local South Australians and loved every minute of it. Those guys fit in so well with us as the Bendigo crew, in the same way that the Geelong guys fit in really well with us as well. So not to say that
what's that
other...
like, Dave?
Huh?
Just what's that like versing 4 people from somewhere that's not Bendigo or measured?
I don't know. Lose a
I
game
wouldn't
every
know.
now and then, and you'll fucking find out, won't you?
Yeah, well.
No, look, I had a blast. The guys from South Australia are amazing and great hosts, and it was wonderful to see them all again. And yeah, for me, Saggy T is the lock-in interstate tournament for me.
100%.
Hands down, every time.
Honestly, I could sit here for half an hour and do fucking shout outs.
Yeah.
Frankenstein was there, fucking Ty.
Yeah.
Terrific bunch of dudes. Luke Stone, Mrs. Awesome.
Yeah, shout out to those cookies, by the way. That was good.
Yeah. And fucking, buddy, Mick when Jammer were down, that was good. Dennis.
Love those guys
Nah,
as well.
fuck
Yeah.
Dennis.
On fine
Love 'em
form
all.
all weekend. It was great.
All right. Anyway,
so table clash.
let's do it. Table 1, game 5, ended up being
Winner
Pat
take
v
all.
Joel.
So the guy that wins this is going to be, and actually I listened to the latest Doomcast, and Doom reckons he's going to pare the painting scores back a little bit.
Yeah, which is a good idea.
I mean, it's good that we got the fuck other Joel out of the race for the top. But in fairness, it was probably a little bit too much in the whatevers for the painting scores.
Look, I must say, I'll touch on it after our game. Okay, we'll touch on the paint after the game.
I absolutely believe in the painting scores, but just it's got to be an easy 20, not a hard 25.
Correct.
Yeah, let's come to that. Let's come to that when we get to the end of the recap of the final game.
This was a clash of titans.
Yeah, if you say so.
I can't overstate the fucking importance of this clash because prior to this year, Joel had never beaten me in a tournament game, but he had actually beaten me in one of our monthlies previous.
Yep.
So he was
The one before we went to Saggy T.
Yep. So he was feeling a bit unreasonably confident. Realistically, he had no chance. But
Also beat you on the bat rep that I just linked it in the chat earlier.
yeah, sorry.
And I'm pretty sure I gave you a couple of pointers on how to improve your army as well.
Yeah,
after that game.
I'm getting interference again. Mate. Now we're good. I've adjusted the Grand Champions Trophy. This was an epic clash of titans because we were both in the unusual position of playing someone who knew exactly what our fucking armies did.
Yep.
Because normally we sneak a lot of wins in with people. I did tell you did that. I didn't know it did that. Yeah, well.
Look, that's 90% of where my wins come from when I'm playing beasts. Is exactly that. So.
Yeah.
Sorry if you can hear rain in the background, by the way. It's fucking pissing down outside.
Yes, how dare you? How dare you?
Yeah, get fucked. I'm in the dark.
You play a half decent off meta army, and people just don't know what the fuck it's. They don't. You can say, look, this guy gives them a retributive pile in within 12 inches, and until it happens, they won't understand it. They just fucking won't.
That's right. Like, I swear to God, I told Brownie that I could ambush and spam +1 attacks on shit. And he's like, oh, pretty sure you didn't tell me that. I'm like, I'm pretty sure it does, because that's what the only thing that my army does. Yeah, it's when you know someone's tricks inside out, it's a different game, isn't it?
Yeah, so it was a very different game. It was Focal Points, which is a really good one to end on.
Yeah, good choice,
Focal
mate.
Points. What is it? The 5.
Yeah, so it's the cross with the one in the middle, and if
Not
you're
a fan of the new Focal Points, I like the old one better, but it's still a good game because you can hold your own objectives, and you've got to come to the middle. And I don't know, we set up in a pretty predictable fashion and went out for a smoke.
Then we went and got a beer, went out and had another dart. Then Doom was like, you guys know that this game needs to get finished. It's like, yeah, cunt, hold your horses. We know what we're doing.
fucking Bendigo time.
Yeah, should have bat wrapped it actually, just the laughs. But what happened? Joel gave me the first turn. So, and straight away I fucking failed. I cast 5 rough prayers, and I failed 4 of the 5 in my first turn. And I just thought, oh my God, it's fucking happening again. But I've been really lucky all tournament up until that point. But I got the one crucial reroll hits and wounds prayer off on the unit that I needed to get it. So I moved the sacrificial unit out. So you put the 40 blob of marauders out, and you put the fucking retributive pile guy out in range of them, in the expectation that your opponent's going to carve them right.
Sorry, carry on.
What was that?
Nothing.
Oh, wait to fucking diffuse the tension. Anyway, you push my shit forward and won. Are you happy, Dave? Do you feel like a big man now?
I'm bored happy.
So yeah, anyway, you scored the 5.
I put the unmarked beast out in front of the unit as a bit of a screen. And I thought, oh, fuck it, I'll shoot with these unmarked beasts. They missed. I thought, oh, I'll try a card with them. And I failed, which turned out to be a really good move, because in Joel's turn, the clever motherfucker got his devolve spell off on my unit of marauders, which would have pulled him out of range of their retributive buff, so he could have killed him. But they ran smack into that screen of unmarked beasts.
Untamed beasts, yeah.
Untamed beasts.
And so I didn't get you as far out as what I wanted you to, because I rolled pretty low on it, I think.
Yeah.
I think I only rolled like a 5.
Yeah.
5. Yeah, so you only sort of managed to get
Still
a
got
third of the unit
range of the
just around the side of the fucking unit, right? And
but he had no choice but to come into him with his best of gauze, and he killed the unit with his best gauze. I took off a unit of gauze and fucking like 12 best of gauze or something, you know, pretty much half the unit.
Yeah. Let's not forget, I got the bull off on an 11. I cast the bull on an 11 to cast, and then you rolled box cutters to fucking deny me.
That was fucked. That was awesome.
So after your unlucky bout in your own turn, it definitely, the dice swung around in your favour for the rest of the game.
It wouldn't have made a difference because those marauders didn't.
Oh no! What the bull does is I give you like. It just means that my Ungor Raiders can then start sniping heroes, because there's those couple of wounds pushed onto those heroes already in your backfield. And look, I just couldn't kill the Marauder Chieftain early enough, and just with your retributive pile-ins, that's what essentially won you the game.
But it came down to nothing because fucking I held the middle objective with 2 of the remaining fucking untamed beasts. Your fucking
Oh yeah.
Beast of Gore champion whiffed everything. It was funny.
Oh,
He was
yeah,
best
he
of
was
all.
fucking horrible. He was horrible.
But I held the middle objective with fucking 2 untamed beasts. So I was ahead on points. If Joel had won the second turn priority, I would have been pushing shit a long way uphill.
Yeah, it was pretty much. Well, we said prior to the game, this is going to come down to turn 2 priority roll because we knew what was going to happen turn 1, and it just you won the dice roll, and that means that I just couldn't sort of catch up in points or attrition, and you just sort of waffle stopped me down the drain.
And it was a great game for me because my army did every fucking thing it was supposed to do when I built it.
Yep.
So I had to defend my home objective against 30 Ungor Raiders and wipe out Joel's block of Beastigors, what was left of them. But I managed to fucking pull I used a Slaughter Priest come here spell to pull the Beastigors into the Marauders. Killed them, held my home objective, killed the Ungors next turn. And my Karkadark with these rerolling all hits and wounds just came forward and did fucking work.
Yeah, he actually did stuff this game, didn't he?
I mean, you know, admittedly he's only chopping up Ungor Raiders, but 25 wounds off one fucking pile. That's good for a 400-point monster or whatever. But he just fucking dominated.
Yeah, killing 240 points of goats. It's pretty good.
But just the raw output. And then he was in combat with 3 units. Joel tried to sandbag him, and I just split his attacks up, and he killed all 3 of them. And I think turn 3 priority, you might have had a ghost of a chance if you won it.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was very slim.
But you didn't, and that was that.
Yep. So, we're 1-1 now.
Yeah, it wasn't, by the standards of our games, it wasn't a particularly good one. I think it was a good occasion.
Nah, look, we smashed down 2 schooners while we were playing. About 5 darts each.
I mean, it was a hell of an occasion. It wasn't a particularly good game, but yeah.
Nah, look, it was for a top table game, round 5 game. There was no stress whatsoever because we were that fucking familiar. It was like I was playing fucking Dennis game 1, right? There was just nothing to it. It was, know how this is going to go, one way or the other, and Bob's your own.
The fact that you've got a top table game in a competitive tournament with the Corn and the Bok is pretty special by itself.
Oh, for sure. Mind you, you still only beat Bok. So, hollow victory. You could have been playing against another big war.
Come again?
And it would have been I said hollow victory. Hollow victory versus the Bok.
Hello, Viceroy. Hang on. I'm getting some
Here we go. Surprised you're not drinking out of it, mate. But, you could have been playing Bok. I could have been playing against the Slaanesh.
Yeah.
That would have been... I reckon I could have gotten up over the Archaon double kipper list.
I've got the raw output to beat the big war.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. But it would have been a much tougher game, right? Yeah, it would have been. That army's fucking insane when you compare it to Beast of Chaos, mate.
Yeah. I mean, my allegiance abilities are stronger than yours, and the Corn army I'm running this year is easier to play than the one I was running last year.
It's also not even like Corn units, it's just slaves.
Close Corn Marauders. But it's all fucking 18-inch buff ranges as opposed to fucking 8-inch Bloodsecrator buffs and shit like that.
Yeah.
Easy to run, but those Marauders with 3 attacks, rerolling all hits and wounds, they just fucking carve.
Now, look, mate, a deserving win. You played well. You rolled dice better than what I could on the day. So that's just the way it goes, right? I was still happy with a 4-1 with Beast. So
4-1's a good result for a loser.
Considering, look, last two tournaments, right, with the Beasts, I've gone 8-2. And the only games I've dropped was Table 1, Game 5. So that's saying something, especially with the faction I've been playing. So
And fuck, you had a bunny run up until you met someone good.
a bunny run came up versus 2 Petrifexes, challenge hosts.
Yeah.
Fucking, mind you, I had Nighthaunt with Jason Tipping game 4, but yeah, you got to have at least one easy game in a tournament, right?
Yeah, I got mine in round 5. But
yeah, that's right. When it mattered.
But there's something to be said for just generalship and knowing what the fuck you're doing with your army.
Yeah, for sure.
Because
someone's going to win, someone's going to lose at the end of the day. Like, it's fine.
I look at that calling list I ran, and it's caught on a bit. People are trying it. Well, they would be if there were any fucking tournaments. I get a bit of feedback on it.
Yeah, that's good.
And it's like, I honestly don't know if it's as easy to run as it seems to me, or if anyone who was a half decent player could pick it up and do, you know what I mean? And that sounds terribly fucking pompous, but
no, you got a point though. Like a lot of the Khorne players, they've been playing for Bloodthirsters for however long. They wouldn't know how to play bodies these days. It's just like playing Feck or Petrifex. It just sort of rots your brain with how to actually play the game. It's not that while they're good armies, it's not good at the game. It's just good.
Because it's an easy army to play to me, and the buffs and they just do all the fucking work. But if you get one fucking crucial moment when you move your shit out of range of the buff that it needs to be in, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's what I try to do.
One fuck up the right moment.
Yeah. If I could have pulled those fucking Marauders out of range, if I rolled higher, it would have been a completely different game, right?
You'd had a 30 bob of fucking Vestigors on the table,
yeah.
But if I hadn't failed that charge, whatever.
It's a dice game. You need the luck. So
dice game, I need the... Yeah, it was, my actual glorious victory was a bit anticlimactic because I've been wanting that 5-0 in a major for so long.
That's the beauty of playing Beast. There's no glory to you when you beat them.
But that 5-0, I've never gotten the 5-0 before, and I got it, and I was like, yeah, that's done.
It also sort of when you play against a club mate, it's hollow to begin with. Like it's I just beat one of the blokes I beat normally,
Yeah,
I was. Or who I play regularly.
I wasn't really stoked about it until I think we stopped for a piss on the way home. I was getting something out of my bag in the back of Dave's car, and I yanked my trophy out and displayed it to the good people of some fucking deserted town in South Australia. Yes, motherfucker!
South Australian champ.
The trophy doesn't actually say South Australian good champion, grand champion age of Sigmar. It says grand champion, so it could be like mixed martial arts or whatever I needed to be.
So there's no shame in advertising it.
Yeah. That's grand champion. What were you grand champion of? Oh, darts. Mini flip pool.
Hey, those dart players are physical specimens.
But I've been playing competitively for like the last 2 seasons. And I've gotten the Masters and all that shit, but I've never come away with a big 5-0 in a major event. And I did, and I was fucking stoked about it.
Well done, mate. I do want to say well done to the both of you for getting to the final, for being the guys to square off, especially with Bok and a Mortal Khorne army or a Slaves army, that you really you have been talking down the Khorne book pretty much since it came out, but you've found a build with the way the game has evolved, and you found a build with Marauders and other things that obviously can win. You must be really happy with that. Yeah, well, it's well earned and well deserved. So I think well done to both of you for getting there. Let's have a quick talk about how what the podium looked like in the end.
Oh, dude, this was so funny.
I've got the I've got it up over here.
Yep, talk us through it.
We were all really happy with the podium because Andreas, who's one of the top guys from South Australia, nice fella, and a competitive player, one of their best dudes. He came in third. So it was me, other Joel, and Andreas Nicolai. And we figured Joel had come in with his traditional fourth with the Beast of Chaos, which is always very funny. But there was a bit of a mix-up in the scoring. The only thing close to a fuck-up in the whole tournament the only thing that fucked up in the entire tournament was beautifully run. Shout out to Doom.
To the Temple of Doom.
Gets it?
Yeah, so there was a slight fuck up at the end. A trophy had to be handed back.
And it went to none other than the greatest cuck in the history of cucking.
Fucking Rice.
Rice McGlynn, the cuck
Rice
master.
McGlynn, the Jess Tax himself, cucks his way to another podium.
With the Fire Slayers, he actually did pretty well. I mean, let's face it.
It's not the point.
You know, we talk shit on the guy and don't like him and try to avoid him on social occasions and stuff. He does perform consistently fucking well. And he's not just some flog that does well with Fire Slayers because they're good. He did well with the Chorfs.
Yeah. He's a good player. He's a solid player. Got the Masters. Yeah.
Feels like a motherfucker. Can't stand him myself, but it was another all-measured podium. And Joel got cucked all the way down to 5?
Fifth. Yep, fifth.
Yeah. Which is like first for Beast of Chaos, so that's cool. Or second. I don't know which.
It's all good. So for the club, 1, 2, 3 was Pat, other Joel, and Rice. Fifth was myself. We go down. Tristan came 11th with his daughters. Keep going down. Matty Kent, 16th with More Tribes, which was just a 6 Stonehorn list.
Stonehorn, that's a good result for a guy fucking banging in with 6 Stonehorns, yeah.
Yeah. Fucking Dennis came 19th. Jason Brown came 20th. NC Dave, 21st. And then Brushy, Corey B, came 30th. If we go over to the other side, Tyson Gleason, 31st with Change Host. What a noob. And that's it for the club. So, look, we had a bit of a spread, and that's out of 42 results as well. I think there was more, but that's just not listed.
Yeah, Spanky was there.
No.
Oh, yeah, shit.
What?
No, he wasn't. Was
No, not this year.
No, he didn't go. No. Spanky wasn't there. I think that's it. If I missed anyone, go fuck yourself. Didn't place high enough for me to pay attention.
All right.
What
was that?
Oh, jeez, it was a horrible moment where I confused Geelong. Not Luke Stone. Fuck, I can't remember names.
Oh, fuck. Michael Clark.
Michael Clark, he looks like Luke Stone.
Does he? I haven't made that connection yet. But he came 10th with Cities. Hello. Yeah, so he's done well. Repping the one region by himself. It's a one-man army. It's not a 1, 2, 3, and 5, but it's a 10th. It's a start, right?
Hey, just because we spread out everywhere.
Yeah, man. Look, I versed, was that 3 measured over the weekend?
Yeah, I played 2. Yeah.
But that's expected when we keep winning all of our games, right?
All right. So Final wrap up on SAGT.
Oh, Pete Atkinson.
Yeah.
Oh no, he dropped.
Pete Atkinson.
Yeah,
on this.
he unfortunately did have to drop because his flights got moved. This
Yeah.
is very much the this was absolutely on the deadline for
Corona.
shutting down and coronavirus.
Yeah, that's probably because Tyson Braithwaite's missus worked at a place where someone was exposed and he had to go home on day 2 or something.
Yeah.
I think that was the case. Where did Brownie end up? Sorry, in the rankings, Jason Brown.
Yeah, I read him off.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
underneath Dennis.
There you go.
Underneath Dennis, who gives a fuck?
Well, what's Brownie doing under Dennis? I don't know.
The only thing underneath Dennis is suffering floorboards.
There you go. All right, Joel's gone again. Thanks, Joel.
In the annals of fucking Corona or gaming history or whatever the fuck you want to call it, this is the last tournament before Corona.
Yeah.
And we came in saying, oh, Corona, yeah, thing. But the actual awareness of fucking the virus or whatever sort of crept up over the weekend.
Yeah, the pandemic sort of escalated, didn't it?
Yeah, it absolutely did.
I remember driving home with that dickhead non-cunty Dave. It was good enough to drive me home. Terrific fella. Terrible Age of Sigmar player, dickhead, but really nice guy.
No one's denying that.
Yeah, just the sort of flog you want around to fucking drive you to tournaments.
Yeah, basically, that's what I'm there for.
But I was talking to Dave on the way home, and he says, I'm not coming out after this because he's got a young fella with respiratory problems. And, he's on the way back, that was it. We were heading into a whole new fucking world.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, look, the writing was on the wall there for me. I was just like, no, this is it. I was actually borderline not going to SAGT. In the end, I decided I'd be right to go. But yeah, for me, that was kind of the end of lockdown. But I think in our tips for new players, we'll talk about surviving in the current apocalypse.
Yeah, so, and we were talking about recording a week later, and it's like, not happening. Fucking, I don't have kids. Joel is an irresponsible man, but Dave's not going to be able to fucking leave the house. Dave's not going to be able to get away with just leaving the house and leaving his fucking kids there or anything like that. And it's going to be like that for the next 6 months, however long it is.
Yeah, it's a different time. It's
we're going to be talking about for the rest of our lives.
Probably.
But, the last grand champion of a tournament in Australia. Worst comes to worst.
Before the world collapsed, the last
Australian
champion. Yeah.
Well,
All right, guys, let's actually get back to SAGT and have a quick talk. One thing you loved, one thing that maybe you might change if it was your tournament. Joel, you go first.
Sorry, say that again.
One thing you loved about SAGT and one thing you would change if it was your tournament to run.
Mate, the whole thing. Well, okay, the venue. I would never change the venue. That place is just that good. I reckon there was about 10 of us.
In the country.
I reckon there was about 10 of us that signed up to be members on the Friday night. We're all shit faced. They all bribed us into fucking signing up for $40 for a membership for a year. Yeah, I'll see you next year. No worries, and I'll renew it then.
Yeah.
It was fucked.
You'd think there'd be a heap of old stodgy cunts or whatever, but they were all friendly and enthusiastic and fucking taking an interest in the games. Even the old fucking pensioners and whatnot that wanted in. It was just great.
They were all true blue Aussies, mate.
It might be the last
that's
fucking
what I
RSL in the country that doesn't have poker machines.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're a South Australian, first of all, hard luck. It is the weak sister of Australian states. If it wasn't for Tasmania, you'd be bottom of the fucking pile.
Really?
Oh, for sure.
it is the tier 3 normal mode of Australian states. Tasmania is the tier 3 hard mode. So if you are a South Australian, just do the best you can. You push the shit uphill. But if you are a South Australian and you're in fucking Doom's neck of the woods, take your business to that RSL. It's awesome.
Yep.
It is.
You won't regret your time there.
So it is
put
the
some money over the
Hilton.
bar.
Hilton
There just aren't that
RSL.
many places left like that in the fucking country. There's no blaring poker machines or polished handrails or any of that bullshit. Just a great
Oh,
place.
handrail.
Sorry, Joel. One thing you hate, one thing you love.
One thing I didn't hate because it was my fault. It wasn't actually the tournament's fault or the organisers or the pack or anything. It was, but if there was some negativity, it would definitely be the painting score system. Now, this is going to resonate with most people that were there because a lot of people weren't happy with what they got for one. Secondly, it also affected their spot on the rankings. Now, I had a choice to make prior to going to the event. And this was after I read the player pack, except for the painting thing, right?
Yeah.
Because no one reads that; they read everything else. I was just under the assumption that it was a hard cap of 20, but you had the extra score to go up to 25, right? And there's different ways that you can go about to get the 20. 25 was the max, but it would then go down to 20. That's what I thought. That wasn't the case. It was just 25 was 25, and that was it. So me going 24 meant that I actually missed out on third place. Now, if you're not first, you're last, in my opinion, but third place with Beasts is a lot better than fifth place with Beasts. So, yeah, a little bit disappointed to miss out on the podium, but that was my own fault because what I could have done to do that was to actually throw my display board in Dave's car instead of just, saying, whatever, don't have a display board, it'll be fine. So, yeah, that's the one thing which I was a little bit not upset with. I understood the situation. It's all on me, not on the organisers, not on the event. But it did leave a sour taste in my mouth, but it was my own fault.
Yeah. What about you, Pat? Something you love and something you would change if it was your event?
Oh, well, we don't have paint scores or sports scores or any of that bullshit in our packs, do we?
No, we don't. We don't, no.
We have paint.
Our paint scores are a minimum criteria.
Minimum expectation.
Yeah.
And that's that.
Yeah, it doesn't actually...
And if you don't adhere by the expectations, then you're in shit.
Yeah.
But everyone seems to do that.
But it doesn't contribute to the general score.
No, that's right.
I actually agree with paint scores in the general score. So I'm in the same boat as you. What did I love about it? Fucking everything. And it was a really good result because the People's Champion got up.
Fucking People's Champion, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. All right, carry on.
I'll rate this over local tournaments. I mean, Bushcraft Bonanza was the best tournament we've ever run. And I wouldn't say this one was better in terms of organisation, but I would say it's better because I'm not at home and I don't have to do anything vaguely responsible. And I can get fucking drunk enough to roll around on the floor. I was fucking happy. I had a great time.
Correct.
Yeah.
Everything was awesome about it. Really good crowd. I can't stress enough just what a fucking good time it was. And I think maybe that's what's different about us from 40K or fucking Magic the Gathering or whatever. We can play competitively and really competitively and still have a fucking great time. And that will go down as my example of a competitive tournament. It's fucking awesome.
Yep. Great.
Look, it was on par to Cairns for me.
Yeah. And I'm 100% with Joel on the paint scores. I still think paint scores should be included. And And if you don't think painting's important, next time you're at CanCon, wander around the other fucking tables.
Mm.
Go have a look at the good 12 people from Kings of War or whatever, and look at their shit show.
I couldn't think of anything worse. If that was in my hobby, I wouldn't be doing it. As
Yeah,
a narrative gamer at heart, and as a hobbyist,
yeah.
I like I like my tables to be good, well, okay, but good. But then I like the armies to be just as good, if not better, than what's
But
like what they're playing on, right?
the best thing that Allfather Clunt, and a shout out to Clunt if he's listening, he does listen. He doesn't admit
I don't
to
think he is, but all right.
No, he listens, man. He does. He
See,
really
I'll
does.
tell you what, that's some sad news. The old Heralds of War broken up.
Yeah. He's doing a James Bond podcast now.
Is he?
Yeah, fuck do I hate James Bond. But
The same
if you
here.
don't hate James Bond, listen to Clunt's thing. Oh, they both hate
So
it.
I'll listen to the James Bond one as much as the Heralds of War.
My understanding was Clunt. No.
I'm kidding. That was a joke. That was a joke. I
About-
actually listened to every episode of Heralds.
Oh, so Adam and Joe had young kids and they've got other priorities.
Well, Adam's doing his own content now as well.
The best thing that is he?
Mm.
Really? What's he doing?
Doing like a radio play thing where they interview people from the community, but it's not actually them. It's just it's like a skit show, but radio play.
So very creative, huh? Look forward to a call.
Yes. Same here. Yeah, you won't get a call up. They'll just pretend to be you. That's the idea.
Nice. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm worthy of satire.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, so I agree with you on the paint score, but I think the paint score has to be in there. But it should be a soft 20, not a hard 25.
Yeah, that's what I think too. If you're going to add it, don't
And
make it so only the best people can get it.
best thing,
Make
Clint,
sure that everyone can get it.
I should stop calling him names because I actually quite like the guy and we get along famously. Or I get along famously. I don't know how he feels. He's a cipher. But the best thing he ever did was fucking up the painting score as the all-father of our Age of Sigmar thing. He set the tone for what was necessary with his early CanCons or whatever. And we are so far ahead of fucking other Garmies, it's not even funny. But soft 20, not a hard 25. It's not competitive.
Mm.
And interestingly enough, I would have come down to strength of schedule with other Joel. And we had
Use it tied.
and we were tied.
Yeah,
But I
tied on
still
the strength of schedule
maintain-
doesn't happen often.
I still maintain a moral victory because that useless cunt Peter Atkinson hadn't dropped on day 2. He'd gotten 2 wins. I would have been ahead on strength of schedule.
And if you didn't play Beast of Chaos, then you probably would have had a higher strength of
I
schedule
would
too,
have
right?
fucking gone through Joel's big war like shit through a goose, mate. I had the luck of the duck on my side.
Yeah.
That you did. That fucking duck.
I was
Man, you were fucking
no,
the duck.
I've been from the start.
You were fucking the duck, but
Like ass crumbs through a duck. We get it.
Well, we caught actually fucking. Shit, I haven't lost a game with Mortal Corn in a tournament since I made that shrine sacrifice.
There you go. So maybe sacrificing corn and playing more tribes was really an insult to the gods.
Slap in the face to daddy, I don't know.
Ooh,
oof.
interesting.
Who knows?
Interesting.
I don't know how shit works.
Well, I guess we'll leave that up to the elder gods
I
to
know that
tell us.
I was a South Australian Grand Champion in mixed martial arts back in 2020.
Yep. Grand champion flower arranger.
Capoeira, that was me.
Grand champion librarian. Yeah.
Alright,
Well,
let's move on from Sega Toby.
go to SAGT next year. Don't go if you're a flog. Because
That's right. We want good people there, and we want to win it again.
Don't go.
All right. Sorry, Joel, that's gone right over your head, but technical difficulties.
We're doing the drive back because we had a really awesome drive back.
All right, hold on. Jesus Christ.
Jesus fucking Christ.
All right. The drive back was actually pretty awesome, so I'm going
I'm
to
sorry,
backtrack on the
Dave, do you
graphics
have
there.
somewhere to be in your fucking 12-month lockdown?
It's
All
only 11 o'clock, mate. We're on airport time here. It doesn't fucking matter.
Right.
It's 11 o'clock.
The drive back, and the reason I wanted an early Saturday night was because I knew that after we finished on Sunday, I'd be getting in the car and we'd be driving back home to Bendigo. Adelaide to Bendigo is about a 7-hour drive without any breaks. And so it was, generally speaking, a pretty glorious return to Bendigo. But what made it the best was when I got one of my playlists going, and me, Pat, and Brushy sung our absolute guts out the entire way home. It was amazing.
Was
it
it
was
just
like a
Nickelback on
karaoke booth
repeat?
within my car.
No, Dave's got like fucking. So, all right, Dave's musical taste is the musical taste of a girl in 1994 who had pretty much mental issues that I sort of fell in love with and desperately wanted to fuck, but got friend zoned by.
Yep. That's actually what my
That
playlist is
music
called.
Dave listens to.
Yeah.
So he's got like one good song in 3, and the other 2 are fucking emo warbling.
Yeah, essentially. Yeah, that's pretty much it. But what I did do was I gave full control to my passengers to skip anything they wanted.
Hmm.
See, I could sing along to everything in that playlist, but I knew they couldn't. It only seems right that I would allow them to skip through to the songs that they could sing along with as well.
It was a good drive, and shout out to Brushy for being a fucking solid cunt to hang out with.
Yeah, it was actually. I will say that any future road trips, you guys are more than welcome, because it was a really, really good road trip. We had some very, very funny conversations. I got a little political from time to time, but I actually thoroughly enjoyed all of the conversations that we had, and then the singing was just the fucking cherry on top for me. It was great. I'd lost my voice by the end of it,
a
but
really awesome photo of those farm animals fucking each other on the way over.
we did. We stopped in at the bakery at Keith to get some lunch on the drive through. I think it was Keith. Anyway, fuck me. If there weren't about 4 people alive in that town, and we rocked up to this bakery, and we're like, oh, okay. I said, oh, can I get a chicken roll or something? Like, oh no. All the kids came in today and put in their lunch orders, and now we don't have any food. Like, oh, okay. Have you got something else back there? No, we don't have any bread or rolls or
If
hot
Corona hits
food.
that fucking place,
Oh man, she's like, I've got some
was
frozen
gonna
things we
open
can
under
warm
Asian.
up. I'm like, no, it's fine. I'll just have a pie.
Right, that's it. We got. What time is it?
11.
That's all right. Plenty of time.
All right. So Saggy Tea was amazing. The drive home was amazing. Obviously, Joel, you made it home safely.
Actually, I do want to touch on something. Call me a racist, whatever, but there was 3 people of a certain ethnicity sitting in front of me, coughing and spluttering all on the way back home to Melbourne. Oh no, I'm not going to go there, mate. You're racist for just thinking that, right?
Yeah, right. You just scolded me. I'm defeated.
But this is in like the hysteria of the coronavirus or COVID-19 sort of being an actual thing over the weekend, and here I'm like, fucking cover your mouth, cunt. Jesus Christ, like. I don't want to get too sick before I get home.
Happy to get a little bit sick,
but
God damn it, don't give me the plague. Yep.
Yeah, that's right. Don't give me the thing that's been going around. Happy to get a cold, but fuck. And yeah, it was just funny. So that was my experience on the plane home. Don't like flying to events because I miss out on paint schools.
Yeah.
That's on you, buddy. That's on you.
Just the fucking horror of putting your models into a case and entrusting it to some drunk ass fucking baggage handler or whatever. Fuck that.
You carry on only, mate. Carry on only.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, all right, let's move on for the rest of the episodes. That was the first segment, ladies and gentlemen.
Only a minute, 2.5 hours. Yeah, it's good.
All right. 5 questions for the champ. So, this will be a fast
it's gone
5.
From about 30 to now 18.
Yeah, no, we're losing people. It's boring as fuck. I gotta tell you.
Fuck them.
All right. 5 questions for the champ. Here we go.
Cheers, boys.
All right.
Cheers.
Yep.
Okay, it's actually good to hang out with you blokes again.
Yeah, fuck it. We should do it more often, huh?
Yeah, you should.
Okay. 5 questions for the champ. Here we go. Pat, now that you've got a GT win under your belt, an interstater, what theme music do you want playing the next time you walk into a tourney?
Theme from Karate Kid, you're the best.
Yeah, that's a good one. That is a really good one. Yep. Yeah. Love it.
Exactly. That's a fucking no-brainer.
All right. If you could have picked any army to have played round 5 and still gotten the win over, what army would you choose to have optimum glory in winning?
Oh, Big War.
Big War? You reckon that's the one? Yep.
Oh, yeah. Big War is each.
Yeah, change host, I reckon.
Okay. Do you think you're the same player now that you were, or is a degree of smugness going to bring down your win-loss ratio now due to extreme overconfidence?
I just want to chime in here real quick. I like to think of Pat as a flame phoenix, right, from Phoenix Temple, because he's just been going playing fucking ogres and done horribly with it. I like to think that this win at SAGT, it's like him rising from the ashes, being reborn.
We're being reborn. Reborn, Morty.
Into the beast that he somehow perceives himself to be.
I think I'm possibly the greatest victim of coronavirus, in that if not for the coronavirus, you would have seen my army list roll out in various forms over tournaments for the next couple of months.
Okay, so what?
I'm a fucking genius, because only I am enough of a visionary to fucking grasp the notion that Marauders with 3 attacks, re-rolling all hits and wounds, 3s and 4s, neg 1 rend, is a really good game-winning strategy. Only I was able to fucking discern that from the morass that is Age of Sigmar. And,
so what?
A few people have died, people have lost loved ones, people have lost their jobs, but the real victim of the corona epidemic is me.
Yeah, Pat, just keep in mind that disclaimer was on the failed version of this video.
It started with victory,
Okay.
but it stole my glory, because, you would have looked at an army list winning a tournament in the fucking Midlands of Wales in 6 weeks, and some guy's gone and done it with 2 war shrines and 80 marauders. That would have just fucking come back to me.
So what you're saying is you think that your army list should go viral?
It actually should go viral.
Okay.
In 6 months' time, when people can start going to events again, it's going to be Lumineth out.
If I could speak seriously for a moment, I'm not a fucking super genius. I'm just the first guy to do it of the fucking 100 cunts that are thinking of it. You know what I mean? The whole Marauder spam army. I'm just the first one to actually fucking do it. And there's nothing genius about it. But...
Want to know why that is, Pat?
Because no one wants to paint 120 fucking Marauders.
No, I was just going to say, because you're the best. The best.
Okay, last question.
But I'll be bragging is not about rationality or reason. Coronavirus has robbed me of my rightful place as a net lister.
All right. Quick question.
Provider of net lists.
Last question. Question number 5. On a scale of 1 to Rick Astley, how likely are you to ever gonna give up porn?
Honestly, I've climbed the mountain. You know?
Yep.
I've seen the elephant. I've fucked Al McPherson in the ass with my major win.
The answer I was looking for was never, but thanks.
I'll never give up Daddy Corn. But because man, life is empty without the next tournament. I will probably wait for the next nerf.
Yep.
And rebuild after that.
Okay. All right.
But I am Corn's favourite son.
Hmm.
And I'll be back.
All right. Let's flick over to some questions from the audience. All right, here we go. The first question comes from Luke Stone. Did you enjoy the cookies that his wife made at Saggy Tea?
I did. They're delicious.
There you go. This one's to Joel. Joel?
Yeah, I'm here.
Will you ever get Bok on the top podium prior to a new book, or are you destined to choke?
Always choke.
Who asked that? That's a good question.
I'm afraid I cannot reveal the source of the question. You'll just have to sleuth it later.
It was Spooky Luke.
It was Spooky Luke. No, it was Spooky Luke, yep.
Look, mate, at least I'm in a position to choke when I'm running the Bok, unlike himself running the Slanesh Beast, who can't even get a win.
Ouch. All right. For all, here we go. I'm gonna keep this quick. For all, what needs to happen to Bloodletters to make them a competitive pick?
That's actually a quite serious question. 2 attacks per man.
2 attacks each. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Joel, you got an answer?
Rewrite the War Scroll.
All right, new War Scroll. Okay.
War Scroll fine. 2 attacks per Bloodletter, or maybe put them on 25s and give them a fucking 20-point drop. Nah, 2 attacks per. Simple.
All right.
Revolution like Demon Corn.
This one's for you, Pat.
Mm-hmm.
You've done Mortal Corn. You've done Slabs Corn. When are we going to see Comp Bok Corn?
That is an interesting question.
Because
I actually do have a Bok Corn army sitting on my painting tray, never to be painted. I'll probably take it to a lesser tournament at some point.
Yep. Okay.
There's legs there.
All right, last question.
With the extended Master season, I don't have to actually try and win every fucking tournament. So
that's me at all tournaments. What are you talking about? The question.
Take the actual Beast Corn out, maybe if it can con, it'd be good too.
Okay. There's a question for me. Any chance we can add an orchestra to Pat? No, I've struggled with the technology already. I'm not adding a fucking orchestra. Last question.
An orchestra, Dave. I would recommend either Kamina Burana, but that's a bit cliche. My actual orchestral theme music would be the Anvil of Kron from Conan the Barbarian.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind for when I become significantly more tech savvy. Last question is, are you an Autobot or a Decepticon? It's a gay question. Not gay question. It's a terrible question. Gays are great. That question's terrible. There you go.
Dude, I put that in there when I asked the question on air because Pat said something about rolling out. I said, "Are you an Autobot or a Decepticon?"
I'll tell you who got that.
Okay.
Nobody.
So
Nobody got
there's
that.
a bit of history behind this.
The fuck?
All right, go on, Pat. Autobot or Decepticon? Which are you?
Always, man.
Yeah.
As a child of a divorced family back in the fucking 80s, Optimus Prime was in many ways my surrogate father.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I always look up to him as a model of fucking decency and righteousness.
Yep.
If you don't believe me, watch Transformers the movie for Optimus Prime's death scene.
Oh no,
It
I
is-
love it. The transition over to Hot Rod, Rodimus Prime. No, I'm there. I hear you. I am a nerd.
When I think about that, Optimus Prime all the way.
Okay. Interesting.
Autobot for life.
There you go. I think at heart I'm more of a Decepticon than an Autobot.
Megatron was a boss.
Yeah. And I enjoy actually the interplay between Megatron and Galvatron. I find that to be a really interesting dynamic. Who's really in charge and the power play. I quite enjoy that. I know they always lose, but that's a 1980s Bandai cartoon. That's what it is. The bad guys always lose. And that's an important lesson to never give up as the good guys, because you'll win. Okay. So, with that said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to transition us to our next segment, which is Tips for New Players Apocalypse Edition.
Ooh.
In this segment, what we'll be doing is we will be giving some tips for new players to maintain your muscle mass, to make sure you are battle ready. On top of that, we will also be debunking some COVID-19 myths. So,
Okay, so I'm going to go last with apocalypse tips because I'll chime in on your guys' apocalypse tips.
Yep.
Obviously.
Of course you will. Yep.
But
All right.
I'm going to go last because I have a unique perspective on the apocalypse.
Fantastic.
Before any discussion of the coronavirus apocalypse occurs, we have to acknowledge the fact that any apocalypse that is not a zombie apocalypse ain't shit.
Yeah, it's like a practice apocalypse. A
The zombie
practice-apocalypse.
apocalypse is the one we've been prepping for all these years and thinking about.
Yeah.
I've spent my fucking life thinking about the zombie apocalypse. So if you're the virus apocalypse or the alien apocalypse or the nuclear apocalypse, you ain't shit. You're nothing to me.
There you go. You heard it here, 7th. Right, so
I'm serious.
I agree with you.
Second-hand apocalypse, mate.
All right, so
I don't want to die of a virus. I want to get killed by zombies. and you guys know my personal scheme for the zombie apocalypse. We'll probably discuss that in a further episode in the coming months when we have absolutely nothing to talk about.
when we're living it, yeah.
I've got the zombie apocalypse made, brother.
All right. What I want to do first is I want to run through a series of exercises that you guys can do at home to make sure that you stay battle ready for when all this blows over and you're ready to return to the tabletop. Okay? So, the first exercise that I want to do, and I'm just going to give myself a little bit of
room. Are we doing gaming exercise? I thought we were doing actual apocalypse advice.
Yeah, we will. But you need to stay in shape for the apocalypse. On Twitter, we've seen a lot of people doing the push-ups and all of this stuff.
I'm
not going to do that. But what I am going to do is I'm going to show you the first very important exercise to do, which is the bicep curl.
Mm-hmm. I can't actually if I'm not watching the YouTube.
Okay. So you just you bring the drink to the lips.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is also really important for staying hydrated as well. So the other one I want to show you is the roll and collect. Roll, collect, roll, collect. It's a bit of a wax on, wax off one, but you'll find it just keeps the dexterity going. So that's a really important one. I'm going to do the when we're counting on our fingers, because as wargamers we're terrible at maths. So I just want to make sure that we're just doing this a bit. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just stretching them out. Keeping them good. We're counting. Counting.
Okay.
And the last one that we need to do is the stand up and the reach to get your tape measure. The reach to get your tape measure. Yeah. So let's just do that Oz style aerobics way.
So
Yeah.
I'm still on the bicep kill.
You're still on the bicep kill. That's okay. You don't want to rush through these things. You want to make sure you're doing them properly. Okay. So that is the reach for the tape measure. Now, before we get into debunking the myths, first of all, in Australia, because we're crazy people, toilet paper is a rare commodity. Everyone is terrified
I'm
that.
down to my last like 40. I actually hit a 32 pack last week.
There you go. So you struck
I
gold.
nearly came in my fucking pants when I did.
Yeah, no, this is the new gold rush, except we're going for toilet paper. So,
hunting the apocalypse. Yeah, I know.
what I wanted to do was quickly just throw out a few slang terms and colloquialisms of how we may refer to toilet paper if you're not from Australia. So these are some fun way you can mix up your apocalypse if you're in a country that is also hoarding toilet paper for some bizarre unknown reason. Okay, guys. Other things we can call toilet paper. Bog roll.
Bog roll.
Shit tickets.
Shit tickets. That's a good one. Yeah, guys, you feel free to chime in.
No.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah,
No,
great.
No,
that's good.
Toilet paper.
Toilet paper.
Just, mate, it's like.
No, brilliant. No, that was great. Okay, let's go to debunking some myths. Thanks for the support, guys.
Hoarding community for a moment here, Dave. If you are hoarding toilet paper in the hopes of on selling it at an inflated price, like if you've bought up all the fucking toilet paper and you're selling it on Facebook or fucking Gumtree or whatever, and people are doing that shit.
Yeah, they are.
Let me just tell you now, I will fucking wipe my ass with my hand.
Yep. Before paying overs.
I will shit in the bathtub and stomp it down the blugger hole.
Yeah.
Before I pay 1 cent more than recommended retail for toilet paper. Fuck you, you toilet paper hoarding bitch.
All right.
I would rather beat you to fucking death than fucking pay you for your fucking toilet paper. I'll pay for essential supplies. I'll pay for models. If you're hoarding all the fucking army I want to collect, I'll pay over the odds. Don't get me wrong. I understand commerce, but toilet paper, I will fucking kill you and take your toilet paper from your fucking house before I give you 1 cent over the recommended retail price of fucking toilet paper. Fuck you. It is not a hoardable commodity that I'm going to pay for. Because come apocalypse time, dude, I'm just going to shit in my pants. It's like, if you're talking an actual fucking breakdown of civil disorder, the last thing you're going to be worried about is wiping your ass. It's going to be fucking penicillin, canned food, fuel. Toilet paper is a useless luxury. And it's a really...
I'll shit in my hand and throw it at you before I buy your fucking toilet paper.
Toilet paper, exactly. Motherfucker, I will kill you on principle. Just for fucking even thinking that I'm going to pay over the fucking odds for toilet paper. Fuck you. There are literally 1,000 ways to wipe your ass without using toilet paper. Yeah, there are.
Does that answer your question, Dave?
Yeah, probably. What?
Well, don't ask an open-ended question, motherfucker. Yeah, right.
All right. No, that was great. So what I wanted to do next was to debunk a few theories, a few myths, if you like. We'll myth bust the shit out of it. Here's a myth that has been going around Twitter a little bit, and I just wanted to take the opportunity to confirm or deny. As a hobbyist, if you paint your last model, you'll die. Fact.
That's probably true.
Fact.
I actually don't know about that because I was looking at my unpainted fucking models the other day, and the thought occurred to me that if this thing went on for a fucking year, I would not finish all the unpainted plastic in my. If I was painting at the normal rate, it would take at least fucking 12 months before I ran out of shit to paint.
There you go. So you're lucky. You're not going to die from lack of plastic.
I could. I don't know what'll happen. Coronavirus will kill me if I get it. Heavy smoker, I'll paint it. I'm a corner. But fucking. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen if we run out of plastic crack. I'm already getting withdrawals. And not just from the models themselves, but from the constant stream of fucking information from Games Workshop.
I need my releases, man. I need my releases. Where are my Sons of Behemoth?
I was just thinking, Games Workshop, I will just, we say plastic crack. And it's a joke, but it is a fucking addiction and it takes up so much of your life. Games Workshop, if you're listening, and I know you do listen to the podcast, I will suck your dick for a Luminous War Scroll. That's how fucking bad I want to know what those stupid fucking horn-headed hammer fucking elves do.
Got these cheeseburgers, man. All right.
I'm sure it's driving me nuts.
No, I get it. All right. Here's another myth. It didn't start in China. All right. What happened was that while Tristan Smith was in Antarctica, right, they unearthed the Thing from John Carpenter's movie, and that motherfucker ate it raw, and then went and passed it on to one of the other Antarctic stations from China, who took it home. Tristan Smith, he's our patient zero. True.
That's entirely possible.
It's not impossible. It's not impossible.
Well, you're supposed to get corona from eating bats. That's where it started.
That's what look. That's
a story.
That's one myth that I can't confirm or deny.
And you said, who the fuck eats a bat?
A hungry motherfucker.
Can I still fuck bats and not get corona? Assuming that's my.
Well, I mean, if you're not gonna, be decent enough to eat one, I suppose you could.
What sort of bat are we talking about? A fucking fruit bat, a sugar glider? I don't know.
I don't know. They're ugly motherfuckers. I don't know. I won't put my dick anywhere near one. But how about this?
What would you fuck if you had to fuck a bat?
Hey, if you're desperate enough.
No. I mean, unless there's a way you can bend the wings around a bit and get in on that membrane. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure it's feasible.
You've watched all the porn in the world. You've watched all the bestiality in the world, and there's just nothing on bats.
That's true.
Yeah, desperate times.
Wow, our the number of people watching this just dropped significantly.
Dude, we're in the drunken.
You would either eat or fuck a pig if you wanted to eat or fuck something. A bat? What the fuck, man?
It's exotic, mate.
It's exotic? Oh, yeah. It's a bit strange.
How fucking hungry do you have to be to eat a bat?
I don't know. More hungry than eating a dog? I'm not sure. Pat, you said that you have a very unique take on this particular apocalypse.
I do
I know
have a
I'd love
unique
to hear it.
all apocalypses. Now, the traditional apocalypse narrative has been concerned with survival. My apocalypse tip for those of you out there that are listening is just fucking die.
Right.
When the apocalypse comes and 80% of the world, just die. Yeah. I mean, you look at my particular situation, I've spent my life avoiding hard work, responsibility, caring for others. Why would I ruin that with some futile attempt to fucking rebuild civilization in the event of the actual apocalypse? 80% of the people are going to die. Just be one of them.
Just go with it. Just herd mentality through
Die.
the apocalypse.
Just be one of the guys that gets crushed when the aliens blow up the fucking White House. Or one of the panicky idiots that dies to the zombies. Or one of the dudes that gets the virus early. And just save yourself some trouble. Do you really want to fucking struggle on in a polluted wasteland?
Oh no, I feel like the survivors are the ones who are doing it hard. Yeah.
Exactly. What, do you want to do a lot of hard work? Why would you spoil a life of fucking indolence? I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm all for the killing. I've got my apocalypse plan sorted when the fucking supplies run out. So all these fucking hobby fucks on Twitter doing fucking Stormcast strong. I can do 10 push-ups. I can do 20 push-ups. Motherfucker, a hand-to-hand combat engagement takes 30 seconds. Endurance doesn't come into it. You know, you're not fighting in the gladiatorial pits of fucking ancient Rome. What's going to win you that hand-to-hand combat confrontation come the apocalypse is just fucking raw anger. Get over your fucking civilized compunction about hitting people with blunt fucking implements. So the best thing you can do to prepare for the apocalypse is to be a big fat cunt, addicted to sugar, and addicted to nicotine. Fitness isn't going to help you. Hayden Walker, he's a fucking dead man. The cunt's falling apart now because he's on isolation and he can't go be a personal trainer. Shout out to Hayden if he's listening. Love him. He's a fucking great guy. But just that initial fucking rage is going to carry you through, mate. It's corn in AOS terms. It's going to get you through that fucking first bout of hand-to-hand combat. If you want to be fucking pissed off, you cut out sugar and you're a sugar junkie. You're going to be pretty pissed. You cut out caffeine and you're a fucking 8 cup of coffee a day, man, like me. You're going to be fucking incensed. Once the tobacco runs out, motherfucker, I'd kill you tomorrow if I didn't have a smoke. The apocalypse is all about fucking willpower. Not fucking long distance running or the number of push-ups you can do. What are you going to solve your fucking disputes in a push-up competition?
Well, if we're civilized enough. If you can convince someone to get into a push-up competition, then to me, that's just a golden opportunity to neck somebody.
Fucking street dancing to solve your disputes in a dance-off. If you want to fucking survive the apocalypse, you need to get fucking angry. Angry enough to fucking club someone over the head and take this shit at a moment's notice.
So what you're saying is hesitation is the killer in an apocalypse.
Hesitation is the killer, right? It's a
You
fucking
can't hesitate.
and you have to work yourself up into a constant state of anger. I'm perfectly primed to fucking survive the first 2 weeks of the apocalypse. Because, you know, people will still be, oh, what are we going to do? What's the apocalypse? Bang! Can't give me that coffee.
Bam! Jet leg Pat.
Fuck, this motherfucker's still got half a pouch of tobacco.
Heather Locklear.
Right, and look, don't get me wrong. I'm fucked when the asthma medication runs out. I'm fucked when the antidepressants run out. But I don't have a plan to live. My
Going
dream
in the classic glory.
is just to maintain a constant state of fucking suppressed rage to get me through the first fucking 2 weeks of fighting. And then I'm going to just fucking get a fuel tanker and drive it into the fucking hospital and go out Fury Road style.
Lovely.
You know?
Spray that fucking metal in your mouth.
What a glorious day! Bam! Straight to the shopping centre.
So
Straight to
chrome and
Valhalla.
shiny. Yeah.
Because
yeah.
I don't want to do hard work for the rest of my life to rebuild civilization. Do you want to go out and do hard work now? I know what both of you do for a living, so the answer is fucking no.
Yeah, it's
Do you
true.
want to fucking... The actual apocalypse is forming a bunch of survivors and attending a whole bunch of fucking committee meetings.
Well, if it is, I'm set.
Who's gonna go spend their day in a crop today?
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck that.
Fuck that. Exactly.
That's hard work.
And that's my coronavirus. That's my any apocalypse survival. Just fucking die.
Yeah, just get it over with.
Yeah, you've lived a life of fucking ease and indolence. I mean, no one has, in the history of humanity, no one has ever had it fucking easier than we have it now.
Mm-hmm.
Why spoil that trying to build a fucking windmill and irrigate a crop?
Why indeed?
Just give it that fucking 2 weeks of plunder and shit and die.
Yeah. So you would pirate your way through a very short-lived apocalypse.
Mate, unless I could be fucking... No, I don't even want to be a Morton Joe. I don't want to be a fucking apocalypse gang leader.
He's an apocalypse pimp, though.
Yeah, I
When you
know.
think about it.
Yeah, he's a king.
Yeah.
He's an emperor. See, I think we were having this conversation on the drive back from Adelaide, and I said, for me personally, I'd want to just try and be the advisor of an apocalyptic gang leader. Just the guy who sort of slinks off slightly and hangs out just to the left, and every now and then goes, leader, perhaps we should consider eating everybody. And then just going back and waiting and being that, I want to be the what do you call it in cities? The person who gives you the extra command abilities, the command points, the adjunct or whatever they are. I want to be that guy.
Dude, I'm not going to survive when the antidepressants run out. I'm not going to survive when the fucking asthma medication runs out. There's all this shit. And it's just a whole mind fuck, and you're just better off dying in a blaze of glory. Just have that list of 3 people you're going to kill.
And then, how quickly can you kill everyone in a hospital, right?
Yeah, and then it's just fucking whatever. Maybe you can fly a fucking light plane. Maybe you can't. Perfect time to find out.
Can you keep Kobe Bryant alive?
Yeah.
Ooh.
You really want to live in a world without petrol? I don't. Learn to ride a fucking horse? No, fuck no. Yeah.
Fuck that.
I ride a bicycle.
About the end of the world and the whole COVID thing. Yeah, and the downfall of society. Just
No,
don't worry.
if Norman Reedus can get himself a biofuel motorbike, then I should be allowed to. All right?
See, now, a zombie apocalypse is a whole different fucking story.
Yeah.
That's the cool apocalypse. That's the one where you fucking got some planning and thinking to do. I'd be a good zombie. That's my plan for the zombie apocalypse.
Oh, to be a quality. Yeah, you strike me as one of those zombies that walks along a bit slowly, but then explodes.
Ah.
No.
We
We've
might
had
have
this
to save this
conversation.
for a future episode because we're going to run out of content. But I got the plan for the zombie apocalypse. Don't worry about that. All right, what's next?
Yeah, what's next?
What's next? I tell you what's
Believe it or
next.
not, I actually have to work tomorrow because apparently I don't just fucking lose my job come Corona time. Cunts.
This is what's next, bitches.
Did we actually put the Corona disclaimer up?
I did, but not on this channel. I put it up on the failed stream.
So if you're listening now, and I don't know why anyone fucking would be.
Don't worry, there's not many listening.
There you go. There's the disclaimer on screen.
If you're listening now, obviously we're joking about Corona. We're not actually fucking sociopaths. We realise it's a serious thing. Stay home, stay safe, blah, 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 blah.
Well, you just ruined the entire podcast.
Go fuck yourself.
No. Look, I've got the disclaimer up on screen now. It is there. We did write it. I did have this in the initial version of this stream, but unfortunately, due to technical difficulties, I fucked that one up and we started a new one. But there is the disclaimer. It is there. You can read it. And hopefully...
I can't read that at the moment, Dave.
It's not for you.
Oh, yeah.
It's not for you.
Look, mate, this is my last beer and there's not much left of it.
All right.
It's a sad time.
That is a really sad time. Well, okay, Joel, that sounds like a perfect segue for you to talk to us about your disgracefully failed attempt at retiring this season.
Yeah.
Look, just be honest. Be honest. This was all you, wasn't it? You were like, oh, fuck it. If I'm going to have a fucking half a season off, then so can the rest of the fucking world. You know, you did this, didn't you? You did this.
Yeah, look, I'm the bloke that actually fucked the bat.
And I'm the guy that ate it after. It was like a Cadbury cream egg.
Oh, mate. What was it, Van Wilder, the movie? I think I've had these before.
Oh, man. Is this a salted caramel? No, it's weird. It's something else.
Oh, boy. But anyway, my failed attempt at retiring. So I had full intent of pissing off the tournament scene for Age of Sigmar in Australia for a while. I was just going to, you've heard this before on the previous episodes, but I'm drunk. I'm drunk. With the season extending because of Corona or Rona, and all the events cancelled and all that, means that my last season in the tournament scene has extended until fucking midway next year, and I'm a little bit disappointed, if I'm honest, because it means that I have to fucking hang around with you cunts in tournaments more so than usual.
No, you don't. There's no tournaments running.
No, after all this shit blows over.
Oh, after.
Yeah, it's
Drunken Hour brought
it's
to you
a blessing
by
and a curse
Starwood
because
Nova.
I was keen to semi-retire and just keep it to a couple of events a year or whatever, just to satisfy the taste. Because I'm still, don't get me wrong, I'm still keen as fuck to play in tournaments and go to tournaments. It's just that life gets in the way of things that you want to do, and I was mentally preparing myself to retire. It was like I was planning to quit smoking, funnily enough, when my daughter was born, like during the time that she was expected. But she was 5 weeks early, so that shit went out the window, and now she's 3.
Yeah.
I've got to plan to do things well in advance, and I've got to set myself up for them. And for some reason in my life, it just always turns to shit. Like quitting smoking and going to tournaments. It's just it's fucked. But
it's tough to mix those things together.
You're the real victim of Corona, Joel. I thought it was, but it's you.
Look, now I just got to keep going to events for another year. My poor life,
Hey, look, if you're lucky, it'll only be like 3 events, maybe.
Yeah, well, that's still 3 more than what I was expecting, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, that's that. It's a
No.
failed attempt.
And
It's just the story of my life.
by the
Can't win
time this
last
season
game.
is over, your daughter will be off to college, and you know, the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon, etc., etc.
Well, you know, I can. That's why I'm in just the win position over you two fucknuts in the apocalypse, because I have nothing in my life. I can just fire up that fuel tanker and drive her into the hospital, but you guys are going to have to fucking struggle on and look after your stupid children.
Yeah, no, that's not going to happen. No, they're the first things to go. They're base war.
No way, man. My eldest is like 12 now. He's getting, you know, to
They're good
useful
still.
age.
He couldn't
Trying
really.
to turn into a man.
He'd be able to hunt and gather soon.
Last time I saw him, he was struggling to assemble a Carnosaur, Dave. I wouldn't hold out too much hope. But, I mean, that's not a hard kit to build.
Nah. I'm not worried about him building a Carnosaur. I just want him to go get me some 2-minute noodles.
Yeah.
It's the apocalypse, man.
I'm just saying, if the kid struggles with skinks, he's probably not going to be much help to you in the end of the world.
Well, I don't know. No.
It's a hard thing to say about a friend's kid, but
No, I think the reason he struggles with skinks is because it's super boring building Warhammer models.
Because they're shit models.
No, it's just boring. What 12-year-old do you know that likes clipping out and trimming and gluing and holding things in place, sitting quietly?
fucking me, dude. I loved that shit when I was 12.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What well-adjusted 12-year-old do you know that likes to do this?
That's hurtful, Dave.
Sorry, man. Sorry,
Just
man.
because I fucking condemned your eldest son to the grave, you're going to come at me like that? Motherfucker. I take it all back, Dave. The drive to South Australia was shit.
Oh, fuck off. It was not. It was not. You can't fake that kind of joy.
Oh, what next?
No. One thing, the drive back from South Australia, we were coming through a town called Sanarnid, and Limp Bizkit came on in the playlist, and we lost our fucking minds because it was like 12:30. We'd been on the road for like hours, and this song came on, and we just lost it, and there was a moment of bliss. So thank you.
Hobby is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what's next?
All right, what's next? What is next? I think we have a Battletome review.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Fuck. Everyone, settle yourselves in for another hour or two of pure gold content.
Strap yourselves in for the Drunken Hour Seraphon Battletome review. Yeah.
Fuck.
All right, guys. Pat, what did you think?
Earth lizards are dope.
Cool. Joel, what did you think?
It's fine.
It's fine. All right. I like the picture on the cover. But what really, what really resonated with me, I'd like to share a little passage with you guys. When I was reading this, it just.
What the fuck's this?
Is this a comic review, Dave?
No, it struck a chord with me. It's here on page 56. And the particular sentence that got me was, this one here. If you do so,
I can't see it.
you receive D3 celestial conjuration points, but the number of spells which that model can attempt to cast in the phase is reduced by 1. And I thought that was a really important message, actually, about, the balance of the universe. When, you receive one thing, something else may fall off the scale, as a door closes, a window opens, and I don't know, it really struck me as a very
See,
important
Dave,
point.
I feel like this is a missed opportunity because I thought you were going to stitch us up saying that page XYZ, Path to Glory.
I thought you were going to come up with like a passage about Croak's shriveled penis or something.
No, sorry, I didn't write one of my fan fiction Croak sermons for this particular episode, but I'm sure if you jump on Reddit, you'll be able to find them. I use a pseudonym.
Deliverance thing got nerfed in the fucking FAQ.
Yeah, well, it's the way the game works.
In all seriousness, Earth Lizards, neg 1 to fucking damage. It's going to be awesome.
All right, moving right along. This is a pretty... Look, I got to say, as far as drunken hours go, pretty disappointed in this one, guys.
We fucking crossed that bridge because I thought we were starting at 7, so I started drinking at fucking 20 past 6. And then we didn't actually start the podcast till fucking 20 to 9, and I was pretty well hammered by then. And I've been fucking putting it away ever since, mate. You know.
Nah, I'm still pretty disappointed. I think we can do better next time.
Look, it's there's not going to be as much magic as what there would be if we were all together. Right? So just is what it is. Fans can deal with it. The viewers, it's get down.
The viewer,
it's not as bad as certain ones that have gone live before. Anyway.
Yeah, look, realistically, the few people who are still watching, thank you. You're clearly the diehard fans or the insomniacs.
We just lost another 2.
Yeah, no,
not finishing just yet.
It's dying off. All right, so let's.
I didn't want to do the fucking YouTube thing because you cunts are fucking worrying about cunts watching us or not.
I don't give a fuck, mate.
I ain't even watching it.
No, I'm just trying to use it as a measure of summing this shit up because I'm tired. All right.
Well, they can fucking fall in a hole and fucking die.
What? You got to dig a hole first.
Jan Olsen to show up in chat so we could all do our Swedish chef impersonation.
Yeah, where is he?
Sigvard
Where is he? Because I'm devoted that he didn't show up. No, okay, let's.
Jan Sigvard Olsen. Where are you, mate? If
you're
in the chat, fucking let us know.
Let's move on to an update for Rural Rampage. Obviously, given the state of things, Rural Rampage is not running.
100%.
Whoa! Oh, yeah, I suppose. I suppose that's fucking legit, isn't it?
Yeah. Look. Unless something changes significantly, it's
Rural Rampage is gonna run, and you're still thinking you're gonna fuck that chick from high school that you were in love with, and now you're 44.
Stop talking about my playlist, man.
Had 3 kids. You know.
Well, look. All right. So, are we officially deciding?
Fucking June is going to run. You're basically me looking at Facebook photos of chicks you went to high school with and thinking, yeah, I can still fuck her.
So, what we're coming to the conclusion of is Rural Rampage is no longer for this world this year. For the people who have bought tickets. For the people who have bought tickets this year. You got 2 choices, and that is I can refund you a ticket, or you can push that ticket over to Bush Bash.
Nice.
So, for those who have brought tickets, let me know, and we'll get that ball rolling sometime relatively soon.
October will either be fucking dead or tournament season will be back on. Good call.
Yeah, that's right. It's late October as well. So.
It's late October. Obviously, stay tuned. If that changes, we'll let you know. But realistically,
we'll just run a tournament on Christmas Day.
But yeah, we'll keep the lines of communication open. If you're happy to leave the money that you've spent on a ticket in with Measured Gaming, then yep, fair enough. You will automatically get a ticket to the next event that we run. If you want a refund, then everyone understands that it's not like we're all flush with a shit ton of work and other stuff at the moment. I mean, Pat is, but he's getting no government love. It's why he doesn't like Kevin Rudd.
Mate, I ain't fucking rolling in government money.
Same here, actually, coming to the
I mean,
Yeah.
coronavirus may turn out to be the best financial year of my fucking life. All right, I'm serious. I got the $750 from the government like on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what I did for it. They just gave me a bunch of money. And then I went to declare my earnings to Centrelink because I fucking killed it last week. I made like fucking nearly $3,000 last fortnight because I'm an essential member of society.
Yeah.
Fucking work.
You know, you're an essential member of this particular podcast episode live stream.
When this motherfucker can't take the day off, society's in trouble.
Yeah, it is. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to move your
That's
name
when they
to
get all
above,
the people
to
like
above your
yourself.
picture. I'm going to move your name to on top of your video. There you go. That's how important you are.
Essential is fucking expendable, really.
Yes. I was going to say, yeah. Just
No bullshit. I got the $750. I got the big fat paycheck from last week, and there's more money in my account than I normally see.
So what you're saying is, Pat,
No,
it's going to shout at the next tournament.
Yeah, it is.
Great.
And
Sounds good.
So,
All right.
So when you're on the dole, you declare your income to the authorities, and they say whether you can get any money or not. But the entire Centrelink website was down on the day I went to declare my income, and they gave me the full amount of money anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, fuck.
So on top of the fucking fat wage I earned from all the corona shit I have to do, from fucking working in factories and mental health, because all the bullshit security work I have to do, the government gave me $1,300 this week. $1,367 or some horse shit. So I'm actually flush with cash. It's for a very rare opportunity, and there's fucking nothing I can spend it on like an idiot. The fucking massage parlors are shut. The pokies are shut. I can't go to the casino. I've got this fucking chunk of change, and I'm the worst cunt in the world with money. I can't spend it on Games Workshop, mate. I went to the fucking local gaming store to buy, I'll buy a whole heap of Star Wars Legion shit that I'll never use. And they were closed. I had to come back after 11. I didn't. So I fucking figured it out what I'm going to do with my coronavirus money.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm telling you boys this because no one else is listening in the world.
Yep. Carry on.
And, and we're friends. We're not really close. But,
I actually consider you my best friend, Pat.
Oh, thanks.
How dare you?
We don't hang out outside our hobby or fucking meet each other's families or any of that shit.
What else is there to do?
I know.
No, I think that, but isn't that the strength of hobby, that you don't have to have your wife and kids there? Isn't that what makes it palatable?
I just stupid wives or children. They'll just depress me.
Continue on with your point.
Right. Yes, please do. It's a safe place.
I know what I'm going to do with my coronavirus money. And it's all down to the 2022 mail order bride plan.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here we go.
Yep.
Because, I've been talking to my friend Sarah online in Canada. And what I'm going to do, like next week, is buy a plane ticket to Canada. And it's going to be, because I don't want to fuck with CanCon, so it's going to be like January 8th to January 22nd next year. And I'm not going to tell her before the time.
Doesn't she listen to this?
I don't know. I'm not going to fucking show up on her doorstep. No one listens to this shit.
No one is listening.
It'll give me fucking 6 months to get a bit Stormcast strong and follow Hayden Walker on Twitter and fucking do some arm curls or whatever. And get into the sort of shape where I can get my fuck on. I don't have to fucking pay to have sex with. No. And we're really going to the fucking, you know. Hey, look, motherfuckers. Hey, I'm not joking here.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't drink this fucking bottle of vodka. And I feel I can communicate with you, my buddies, and I don't know, the 4 guys in chat and anyone that watches fucking episode Bush Radio in the future. I feel I can communicate because I'm thinking of this coronavirus, and I'm just thinking coronavirus is so fucking gay. And no offense to members of the AOS community who may happen to be fucking homosexual or whatever, you know, Chris Welfare, those guys. I don't mean this is meant to you. I love you, but it is just the gayest fucking thing. And you might die, you might not die, and you're just gonna fucking sit around in your home, rinsing your fucking hands 27 times a fucking day, waiting to see whether you get it and die or not, or whether your mother's dying. It's fucking gay. And now is the time. I don't even know what I'm talking about. Now is the time to show the universe that I've still got a pair of fucking stones.
Mm-hmm. I actually really quite like the sentiment, Pat. I don't know about the way you've gone about it, but I like the fact that you've gone, you know what? Feels like the end of the world, and fuck it. I've got money. I'm going to go take a fucking dip. And this is what I like.
A literal dip.
Yeah, no, yeah, well,
Balls
yeah.
dip.
Hey, I've never travelled outside the country. I've never saved money. I've never been on a good holiday. I'm a useless fuck. Come January next year, come hell or fucking high water, I'm going to go to Canada and I'm going to go throw my pathetic shriveled dick up that very nice woman who talks to me on the internet, and I'm going to fucking go for broke because I'd rather not fucking die alone. Alright? And that's my virus pledge, motherfuckers.
Nice. I like it. I actually like the way that the positive way that ended. You know what, Pat? I say
Fucking up.
100%. No, you got to chase. You fuck
Exactly.
it. You're not here forever.
Hashtag get Pat a bride 2021. Now.
2022, brother.
Oh yeah, 2020 is the
sorry,
blip.
you got to fuck her for a year first, right?
I looked this up online, and the price of a fucking bride visa is $8,000, and coronavirus would have to go on for like 2 years for me to come up with $8,000. Fair? So my hopeless come with money. So I figure, best case scenario, I get over there, I throw one up her, come January. And believe me, I'm the catfish in this scenario. Hey, shout out to Sarah if you're listening. I love you, darling.
You ever seen a catfish throw one up her? You will.
So we get her out here for a tournament in late 2021.
I was going to say, why don't we just get her over here to begin with? That way you can still be a useless fuck and not leave the country ever.
She's got...
but then there's no fallback for her, so she's stuck with you. If you really want to catfish it.
Motherfucker, you know, all this is not a selling point.
I don't know. Isn't in the background? Isn't that the chair where you came up with that corn list?
Around my room, my belongings, the way I live. You've seen my house, dude. You don't fucking.
Yeah, no, that's a Jackson Pollock painting all over.
You don't fucking, you know.
Chad.
And this is a shout out to the fucking hobby community, right? If I can get my shit together in, what is it, 9 months to January?
Yeah.
Yep.
I could not die alone.
Hey, look, I'm all for you finding a way to not die alone, Pat. I think that is.
Fucking A, brothers.
I think that is very.
We can all work on this because even if you're Ash McEwen, even if you're Hayden Walker, you have the seed of some hopeless cunt like me inside of you. You know, in your heart of hearts, that you could have been me had things taken a different fucking turn. So
Yeah.
if the AOS community officer, actually, there are times in my life when I've actually gotten close to the bottom of the bottle of liquor, where I've stopped and had to listen to my own bullshit and thought, what the fuck did I just say? I could be the next Joe Amazing. You know?
They're so exotic.
See, the best part about Drunken Hour is that I usually edit out anything that you probably look back on and go, "Whoa, that's costing me."
Mate.
Not this time, buddy.
Hey, hey. My balls live close to the wall now, son. You know? Anyway, so that's the plan. Fucking next week or two, once the money ticks over to buy a plane ticket to Canada, buy a plane ticket to Canada, get a passport, learn how to leave the country, save some money, go over there, throw one up Sarah, make her fall in love with me through the magic powers of my cock, bring it back to Australia, and show her off on the tournament circuit.
Pat, I've got a better idea.
Yep.
Go over there, right?
Yep.
You go over there.
Mm.
You do your thing.
I'm hoping to better
And
idea.
9 months later, there's a little Pat running around in Canada, and
Mate,
then they fly over to Australia, and then they
that would be
live.
fucking awesome.
There you go. That's what you got to do, mate. You just got to fucking go get him. Go get him. It's all on you, my friend.
Best of luck. Best of luck with that.
Anyways, I realise that's a bit off topic.
Is it though?
Yeah, it's a drunken hour.
I'm not sure that it is off topic at all. I think it's right on topic.
This is like the fucking dumbest shit I ever said to my best mate when I was leaning over a bar at 4 o'clock in the morning. Except the whole world can hear it. It's awesome.
Yeah, and on top of
It's
that,
just like the shit that you were saying to Saggy too.
and you don't have to stay up all the way till 4 a.m. It's happening at midnight. Brilliant.
I feel great.
And on top of that, you don't have to travel home.
I feel like
Actually,
going out and partying down tonight, but everything's shut. Fucking great.
you know what? I actually, as a bit of an introverted person, I am loving the lockdown.
Oh, mate, I've been preparing my whole life for this.
I fucking love it.
Oh, mate, there's nothing I love more than being unemployed and trapped in the house 24 hours a day. And I'm listening to all these cunts on Twitter. Oh, my job. I don't know how. Mate, I fucking wish I lost my job. To be honest, how would you like to fucking not have to go out and go on your postie around Monday morning? It'd be great.
Yeah, it'd be pretty good.
Yeah, look, I'm very fortunate in that work for me has not slowed down, but has actually increased, and I'm very grateful for that. But what I am loving is the fact that I can just wear my dressing gown to work now because
Mate,
I work
talking about it.
in my house.
I'm angry as fuck. Yeah, I missed out on the fucking. Okay, so for those of our foreign listeners, the Australian government stimulus package has decided to pay you $750 a week, which is pretty good money, if your business lost 30% of its income and you've been employed for a fucking year. I missed that year's cut-off date by 2 fucking weeks.
Oof.
Cunts were going to give me $18,000 for nothing. I am so pissed. Oh, dude. But I've been getting more hours of work since this corona thing kicked in. It's fucked.
Yeah.
I just want to stay home.
My day-to-day hasn't changed, right? So I work the same hours, which is fuck all. Living the same lifestyle. The only difference is, and it's a negative, is the fact that my missus lost her job because she was working in hospitality. And then my daughter isn't going to daycare as often. So I come home, I've got less time to fucking hobby because I've got less time. I'm constantly surrounded by fuckheads that live in this house. And all I want to do is have some fucking free time, right? But I can't have that. I can't go and paint or put models together or go and play a game because I'm constantly needed at home. because everyone else is at fucking home. It's the worst fucking apocalypse ever. If I'm going to die, it's because I don't have free time.
Yeah, look, I will say that there is an added pressure in having all 5 of us at home all the time. But we work from home now, so we've just decided that whatever it takes to be flexible and to work when we can, and to kind of take in turns of who's looking after the kids and who's not, and just do our best to make it work. But it's no, it is challenging, but I am super grateful that I've actually got a job. No, I'm very grateful that I've got plenty to do.
I just want to say too before we move on, is I love my missus, I love my daughter. I couldn't picture my life without them, but fuck me. I love my free time too. Now, in all honesty, it's been really good having them home because I don't get to see a whole lot of them, funnily enough. That's a story for another time after another 6 cans, which I do not actually have at home. So, what's next, Dave? Let's get into it.
No, we're coming.
Podcast, not the sorry tales of our personal lives.
No, we're actually coming to the end of the show. We don't have any other segments or anything else to do. So, to the last few people that are still watching, thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you for sticking with us. I particularly want to. No, listen, I want to give a bit of a shout out to Josh Griffiths, who has been pretty active on the chat. Thank you to Bionic for his talking all the way through this almost 3.5 hours.
That can't let you get a laugh.
Dalton, thank you very much. He's saying go get him, Pat. Jason Spinks has jumped on. Tyson Gleason jumped on. So, guys, thank you all very much for actually joining us. Thank you for the people who posted questions, and thanks for the guys who who stuck with us through all of this. Yes, like and subscribe.
Yeah, while you're here, fucking subscribe to the channel if you're not already.
I hope that you guys who are watching on felt like, it was a night of shit talking with some hobby mates. That's kind of the intention of what we had.
For the duration of the coronavirus. And if you think we didn't have anything AOS related to talk about this week, by God, you better tune in for the next fortnight.
Yeah,
thanks, Ben.
It's fair. It is very fair to say that.
Me and Joel talking about which tiger cult would make the best theoretical wargaming army. Spoiler alert: it's Doc Antl's tiger cult because he rides an elephant.
I do want to say that there is a very fair chance that the amount of AOS content in future episodes will probably decline. But thanks again to all the Measured guys who've been on the chat. Thanks to Luke. Thanks to Ben.
I must say though, if people are tuning in for the AOS content of this podcast / now live YouTube series, then you're a fucking moron because that's the last thing we talk about.
What we will do next time is make sure that
what you need to do if you listen to this podcast for the AOS content, stop what you're doing now. Walk into your bathroom, stand in front of your sink, face the mirror, and take a good fucking hard look at yourself.
And say Candyman 5 times.
Candyman, the Candyman, the Candyman, the Candyman, the Candyman.
Fucking...
All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining me on what was obviously an entirely seamless and amazing episode of Bush Radio. We have thoroughly enjoyed drinking and talking like hooligans at our computer screens. I have no doubt we will do this again, given the amount of social distancing that is being enforced and should be followed. thank you so much. And thank you, Joel. Thank you, Pat, for your honesty, for your levity, for your commentary, for your mahogany, for your other words. Hey, thanks, guys. Really appreciate it. And Benny says Beetlejuice. So thanks, guys.
Where can we find you, Dave?
Pretty sure you can just find me at my house because that's where I have to stay. Pat, where can we find you?
Nice and simple. Yep.
Sorry. Yeah. Sorry, not sorry, actually. Pat, where can we find you?
You can find me sitting in front of my desktop computer, looking at my Telegram communications app, which I use to communicate with Sarah. Shout out to Sarah if you're listening.
You're a babe.
And wishing like fuck I
Send
hadn't.
nudes.
Keep it classy. Yeah.
That's it.
Then
So better
take-
go, ciao.
And wishing like fuck that I hadn't sent Sarah the link to this group chat. No, you know, you just gotta let the universe know you've still got a pair.
That's good, mate. That's
Joel.
well done.
There's only fucking 220 tigers and a cult between me and Joe Exotic. I fucking love that man.
Joel, where can we find you, mate?
All right, so I've actually prepared this one.
Yeah,
And
no, I'm
hashtag
waiting.
Topical.
Here I go.
Hashtag topical, right?
Yep.
All right.
Ah,
You can find me. What's the word? Social distancing responsibly in the bushes outside your house on my one time a day exercising, looking at you through your windows. That was horrible. Horribly executed. You get the idea.
all
Social
Oh,
distancing,
okay.
peeping, tomming. Got it. Delicious.
Yeah. But being responsible while I do it, because of the
Oh, yeah.
government.
Yeah, because you don't want to make anyone sick while you're perving
Right.
on them. No,
right.
that's fair.
All right, so this is a true story.
Oh, fuck.
For the last 2 days, my work life has consisted of sitting out the front of a fucking Bendigo Health building, waiting for some fucking insane woman to come back and stab a Bendigo Health worker
Mm.
so I could stop her. And in those 2 days, all I did was watch solo people walk around the fucking Lake Epilogue. Bendigo native.
Oh, wow. All the way out there.
Not Epilogue, fucking, what's the one in Strathdale?
Waruna,
Not Waruna.
Kenny Res.
Yeah, the
Kenny
res.
Res, yeah.
Resi.
Next to the fucking thingo. And seriously, I did fucking. Did I tell you guys about the thermal imaging?
I'm pretty sure
You
that
did.
there was thermal
I
imaging
don't know
talk
if
at
it
some
was on
point.
here.
Because I do 2 things for work at the moment, right? One of them is I watch a thermal imaging camera at a factory in fucking Castlemaine. Now, so I just sit there and I watch the fucking screen and all the poor fucking factory worker drones fucking file in. And if anyone's got a temperature over 37.5, it sounds an alarm and I say, stand there, try again. And if you've got the virus, you fuck off. But the glory of the thermal imaging camera is on a cold morning. It shows up a tiny patch of white heat on the literal tip of the vagine of women that work through the thermal imaging camera. So there's these 2 photos. One's a thermal imaging camera, one's a live camera. And I've got the Mark 1 eyeball that I can look out the fucking window at the people filing past. And I swear to God, watching the hot box of these poor factory drones walk past has got me just a raging fucking erection. I'm serious, man. You pull that fucking 11 to 7 night shift, you don't see them for fucking 6 hours. And all of a sudden, I'm not even going to defend it. It's fucking weird, I know it. And that's half my job. The other half of my job is sitting out in front of this fucking building, making fucking conversation with fucking Bendigo Health workers walking in. Oh boy, it's hot today. Oh yeah, it is hot. And watching fucking chicks in sweatpants walk around the oval to exercise.
Nice. I was doing that on the bike the other day actually. When he pulled up, had a dart out at the local footy oval, and here we are, a couple of chicks running around, no one else around, just these couple of chicks running around, just sitting there.
Nice.
I reckon I punched 4 darts. Just watch it. Desperate times, my friend.
But the moral of the story, there are a lot of listeners to Bush Radio who are fucking deeply interested in my day to day. Jan Olsen.
There's less and less, but yeah, carry on.
Jan Olsen there in Sweden is just sitting back thinking, I wonder what Pat's doing. That's what I'm doing. The moral of the story is the best fucking thing to happen to Western civilization in our lifetime is when women decided it was all right.
Yoga
wear
pants.
fucking tights everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Sweatpants, whatever you want. That's the single best thing to happen in my fucking lifetime. When women decide, oh fuck it, I'm just gonna go shopping in my tights.
Yeah. I'm just gonna wear yoga pants everywhere. I'm gonna wear them to a fucking funeral.
There
Cause
you go.
YOLO. Yep.
Thank you. Thank you everybody for the yoga pants. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for another episode of Bush Radio.
Dave.
See what this is? It's
You're
just a
fucking
wind up.
dismissing.
It's a wind up. No, we're finished.
Dave.
We're done. We're
I
done.
feel as though you're dismissing me because you want to go to bed or some shit.
I wouldn't mind.
That's not what you fucking don't pay me for, Dave. When you get me on to this program as a guest, fucking star or whatever the fuck I am to you, you motherfucker. You subsist off Bush Radio likes or something. I don't give a fuck. It matters to you.
I'm gonna.
When you get me on to your program, you don't fucking own me, motherfucker.
No.
I own you, bitch.
But we are done. We are finished.
You're right. The
I
target.
want to talk about yoga pants.
If
You
I
guys-
want to spend
Tell you
5
what,
minutes
you
talking
guys
about
can.
chicken yoga, I'm not going to be fucking censored by you, cunt.
That's fine.
You
You
don't
can
have
stay.
any power fucking
You can
editing here.
stay on the
don't
hangout
own
chat
me,
as
Dave.
long as you like. I don't mind. You
You don't
go to
fucking own me.
town,
You
Pat.
can't get this out of the next episode. There are 2 people watching this chat, Dave.
Yep.
My
Yep.
voice will not be silenced.
No.
2 people watching this live chat.
Nor should it be. You go
will
to
go
town.
down for
You enjoy.
eternity.
I tell you what I am going to do though. I'm going to give you 5 more seconds before I just shut off the feed. How about that?
No, you just got to shut up the fucking do it, cunt. Fucking do it. Fucking dare you,
Rate us
motherfucker.
5 stars, you cunts.
Thank you very much for joining us. This has been Bush Radio. I'm NC Dave. That was a hoot or something. Thanks, guys, and we'll be back. Bye.